board here by Buffalo. It's actually a good pick by them. Got criticized for passing on wide receiver a couple of times. Must have just had their heart set on Keon Coleman and knew they could move back. Maybe that 3rd and 5th would be valuable for them. But, yeah, so they just went Keon Coleman here. So that takes Keon off the board. Keon was one of them guys that we were looking at for the Cleveland Browns, hopefully to get there at 54. It seems like he is not going to make it. Let me get chat up because I can't see chat right now. I'm live. Not going to make it. How about that? Yeah. And then I'm going to do it here. Sorry about this. Just got to get my whole setup set up. All right, now I can see y'all. And then I'm going to throw my preview projector onto my prompter. All right, boom. Perfect. All right. So, yep, first things first. Keon Coleman is gone. It seems like he went to Buffalo. That's what Pro Football Focus is saying, at least, is that he has gone to Buffalo with the 32nd selection. Right there.
Position based on the shortest shelf life, of any position in terms of how long you can play. So people don't want to invest a lot of money. That doesn't mean that these guys aren't going to be outstanding players. Yeah. How would you approach?
So Keon Coleman, one of those guys gone. Waiting for them to make the pick official. It's taking forever. That is something that's been happening with this draft. Like as it goes on and on, it just takes forever for these picks to get announced. Like it does not need to take this long. Even on like day 3, they take forever to announce these picks. I wasn't the one eating chips last night. Y'all leave my boy Sonny alone, man. Let that man eat his chips. Y'all expect people to stream for 5 hours and not eat a single thing with no commercial breaks. Like, that's nuts, man. Like, y'all eat in 5 hours. He gonna eat something. And then he talking and expending on that energy. Hey, man, some of y'all one day try to, like, live stream. And I'm not saying this, like, condescending. Like, really, like, one day, like, try to stream for 5 hours and see if you don't want a snack. That's tough. That's tough, man. Give my boy a break. Because I'm definitely about to snack on something during this. Grab about to be like 4 hours long. They took forever to announce this pick. Patriots on the clock.
For quarterback pick 6 going in the top 12. But now, the Buffalo Bills ready to make a selection, as you saw at the top of the show. A number of legends coming out to help make these selections, to announce them for their respective teams. And let's go to the podium as the Bills are ready to make their selection now. It wouldn't be right unless I started a little roll call. I love it. I'm going to speak for all Bills Mafia when I say we want to wish Ken Bagula speed recovery with blessed wishes. We have all our prayers for you. With that being said, with the 33rd pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Buffalo Bills select Keon Coleman, receiver, Florida State.
Yeah, I liked him a lot. It's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. He's a baller, man. He's a 50-50 ball kind of guy. Josh Allen's going to have a lot of time throwing him 50-50 balls. Yeah, he's going to do well there. He's going to do well there. How'd y'all like the start of this draft, man? Did y'all like that Michigan thing they was doing? It was out there repping Michigan. Y'all like that? Chat, let me know if y'all like that, man. Like, it was interesting to see. I ain't never seen them do that before, where they, like, celebrate the national champion at the draft. Like, have y'all ever seen anything like that? Keon Coleman. Look at that 50-50 ball guy. Long length guy. Still has some room to grow as a route runner for sure. But, man, if you just go up and get him, ask him to go up and get, kind of reminds you of Mike Williams, right? Because Mike Williams was a big 40 guy, but he ended up translating well. Y'all ain't like that? Y'all ain't like that Michigan shout out at the beginning? Y'all ain't like that? That's nuts. Thought y'all would be happy for the Big Ten winning the national championship, you know? I thought that Big Ten camaraderie. Y'all not happy for your Big Ten brethren? I thought y'all be happy for y'all Midwestern counterparts, you know? Like, didn't know the hatred was like that. I'm just messing with y'all, man. They was singing Hail to the Victor and everything. That was nuts. Nuts. All right, so who did... Okay, so the Chargers are on the clock now. Hold on. Let's stop trolling about Michigan. Chargers are on the clock. They're clapping it up. They took Joe Ott. I think we're going to get a run on wide receiver here. I think this is going to be A.D. Mitchell, right? They got to draft the wide receiver. This has to be A.D. Mitchell.
No, since he left Michigan and went to San Diego, he's still living in that RV in Huntington Beach.
Ladd McConkey is who they went with. They got Ladd McConkey. Wow. Ladd McConkey. I like him. I don't know if that's what the Chargers need, but like the more and more I look at what the Chargers are doing, the more I'm realizing they're not about to throw that ball at all. So what they need is somebody who could get 3rd and 5. They're going to get somebody who could get 3rd and 5. That's what Ladd McConkey is. I don't know if they needed to trade up to get him. Really don't know if they needed to trade up to get him, but Ladd is a little crazy there. I like Ladd. Yeah, he's going to do what 2019 Willie Snead did. So they went Ladd McConkey. Arizona is on the clock now. How do y'all feel about that pick? Because I don't hate it, but I'm not going to lie. I don't love that pick either. Yeah, I'd be lying if I said I loved it. I like the player, though. The player I have no issue with. Better pick than Penix. Yeah, man. Yeah, I've talked that pick to death about how bad I think of a pick that is. But I don't understand that decision that they made there. I know people have tried to justify this to me. My thing is, if I don't truly believe a quarterback is within the top 5 of my draft board, like they are one of the 5 best prospects in my draft board, I don't think I should be taking them in the first round. Like, straight up. There are a couple of good stories that you could pull out, but far more misses and catastrophic misses than hits. Because one of the things people don't think about when you miss on a quarterback, especially when you miss on a quarterback you draft in the top 10, it's not just that you miss on the quarterback and he stinks. It's that you miss on a quarterback. He's going to be the quarterback for your team for 3 to 4 years. And then you miss on 3 or 4 more years of draft classes because you took that quarterback. Where if you would have just signed, Gardner Minshew or Jimmy Garoppolo or, somebody who's a known mediocre guy, you could have still had the flexibility to draft somebody that you actually like. Like, if I'm going to take a quarterback in the draft, if I'm going to take a quarterback in the first round, they have to be a prospect that I love to do it. Because it's not just about that year. It's not, oh, let's just take a quarterback. It's about that year, the year after that, and maybe even the year after that. You got to be sure about a quarterback you take in the first round. Now, if we talking about more disposable guys, third round and beyond, sure, who cares? Take whoever you want. But when it comes to taking a quarterback, when you take a quarterback in the first round, no matter how you want to act, that's pretty much saying this is the new face of the franchise. And that's a 3-4 year commitment. And you don't want to make a 3 to 4 year commitment on a player that you don't even think is one of the 5 best players in a draft class. Like, it's not the same as drafting any other position. I feel bad for Penix and Nix as a person because it's not their fault that the team overdrafted them, but it comes with the territory. I mean, like, I do feel bad for them, but they're going to benefit from being overdrafted, like, directly so. So while I feel bad for them, is what it is. I think they're third round picks. I'm shocked that they went in the top 12. Shocked. But yeah, man, it's so the Falcons just moved up. They're on the clock now. So a lot of trade ups. I mean, it's moving. The trade ups are moving like what we thought the trade ups were going to be yesterday, but the Falcons are on the clock. You would have to imagine they're going to get Johnny Newton here, right? Like, this is where Johnny Newton goes off the board. They traded 79 and they did a pick swap. They did a pick swap. You know, it's funny. They could have made the same trade and got Michael Penix. They're not about to trade up for Javonte Sweat. That's drunk. That's drunk. They traded up for Ruke Orhorhoro? All right. Wow. Wow. I am. So the Falcons and Cardinals traded. The Cardinals got 35. The Falcons received that. What just happened here? Because it looks like the Falcons just picked. Oh, no. Okay, I'm tripping. Hey, I don't know what's going on, why Johnny Newton's falling so long, but Ruke Orhorhoro, it's nuts. Shout out to Andre Rison. He bankrupt 2 franchises.
To all the football fans across America, the Arizona Cardinals have traded their 35th pick to the Atlanta Falcons. With that 35th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons select Ruke Orhorhoro.
Hey, they gave the worst person that card, man. Wow. They out here drafting like Ray Farmer, man. Wow, Ruke Orhorhoro. I mean, like, he's a good run defender, like, for sure. And I think he's a good defensive lineman. He's somebody I had pegged for the conversation at trading up from 85 to trade up to 35. Is quite interesting. I still think that he struggles to kind of get penetration against better athletes. He got pushed around a little bit more often than I would like to see. I had Michael Hall over him. I definitely had Johnny Newton over him. And I wouldn't have been opposed to going Dwayne Carter over him. So, I mean, at 35, like, it's not like I hate Ruke. Ruke is one of my guys here. I just don't know. I don't know. Don't know why they would do that. So the Falcons got 40. So the Falcons moved up from 43 to, they could have got Ruke at 43. Hey, Andre Rison's 30 for 30 game is strong. He's in one of the best 30 for 30s of all time. Broke. That is one of the best 30 for 30s of all time. I remember making my finance teacher show us that 30 for 30. Yeah, that's how I know about Andre Rison. And bam, there it is. The Commanders just took Johnny Newton. Damn. Well, we were about 9 picks away from being in range for him anyways. Yeah, we doing a watch party until the Browns picks are over tomorrow. We'll see if they make it all the way to the 7th round, but we'll do a watch party until the Browns picks are over or until I get tired of y'all. For sure. Okay, why are these not popping up? Because these should really pop up. We go on Streamlabs. Love the technical difficulties. Is the stream choppy to y'all, by the way, or is the stream coming out smooth? Because my preview monitor is getting choppy, but I don't know if that's just something on my end. So Johnny Newton's gone. So anybody, I don't think the Browns are going to trade up now unless it gets within 40. Maybe AD Mitchell if he gets to 40. Well, not 40. If AD Mitchell gets to 50, the Browns might consider it, but I think there's going to be a run on wide receivers here soon. Okay, so it is choppy for y'all. Hold on, let me see if I could change that. Okay, I can't change it during the stream. So the real-time frame rate is 13 frames per second? Is that because, it's not because, yeah, so it's definitely computer performance? I have too many tabs up. I don't even have that many tabs up right now. Am I back? Chat, let me know if I'm back. I should be back, though. All right, now that's better. That's better. Yep, there I am. All right, cool. Gonna add browser. By the way, Jalen Polk just went off the board. So another wide receiver Browns like. So we're going to get that run on wide receiver soon. There it is. All right. Bam. There it is. That should be good.
Fine week, and I appreciate you. The NFL appreciates you. The Commanders can appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you.
We are smooth now, right?
All right. Detroit, can I just say something to the DMV, the Washington area, and these guys? DMV and you guys, it's on, y'all.
Could Cooper DeJean play coverage linebacker? All right, man. He's a corner. I don't get this. Like, he's a corner to me. I don't get why people think he's a coverage linebacker or a safety or something. I think people are just psyching themselves out. He's a corner for sure. Maybe he's a nickel, but he's a corner for sure. So the Jazon Newton finally off the board. There we go. It looks janky as hell, but it's finally working. All right, let's go 1,200 by 800 like normal. All right, there it is. Okay, the super chat thing is working. We are back in business. Sorry about the technical difficulties. I'm working with some new equipment, so things are kind of just weird right now. Hopefully that doesn't mess things up, and then we should be good. But something got messed up. Why does that look like that? Did things get choppy again? No, things still smooth. Go ahead and switch this to fit to screen. All right. All right. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Let me double check and make sure that shit works. Alert box. Yes. So super chat works. I know I just had a frame rate drop there. I need to switch software. I'm tired of this shit with OBS. OBS is so trash sometimes. Jalen Polk just went. All right. So the Titans are now on the clock. They could also go wide receiver here.
And the University of Michigan alumni, the national champs, man. Always. With the 37th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, my New England Patriots select Jalen Polk, receiver, Washington. Well, to go with Drake May, they get another receiver from Washington, sort of following suit with what the Bears did with Drake May and Rome Odunze. Jalen Polk broke records in Lufkin, Texas high school, committed to Texas Tech, played 10 games 2020, then went to Washington, didn't even visit the school.
Chip Chop, my dude.
There. Boy, what a breakout season he had this past year. Top 10.
I don't know. I don't know what that super chat was meant to accomplish.
Des been talking about the mentality that he plays with. I mean, one of the things that I found interesting talking to Kalen said, man, the leader of that room is number 2. He said the guy that really stands out, the guy that they respond to is number 2. So Drake May gets selected last night, and now you get a chance to find a young receiver that he'll be teaming up with for a number of years.
You know, some people compare him to a former Washington Husky, Puka Nacua, because he has strong hands, body control, and ability to run after the catch. But quite frankly, I just love his mentality.
No.
Desmond, I have a life.
Yeah, I know what the problem is.
My family or my team, I'm going to put them on.
The problem is, for whatever reason, let me see if I unplug my external drive, if that makes any difference. It's more of a, hard to describe this without getting it. Yeah. So here's the problem. Because that just fixed the frame rate, right? Me unplugging that just fixed the frame rate. All right, so here's the problem. And it's more of a technical limitation that I'm just going to have to deal with. So how many of y'all in chat are familiar with PC architecture and things called like PCI Express lanes? How many of y'all are familiar with PCI Express lanes and data throughput? How many of y'all are? Let me know. Let me know, chat. I think Cody Clark has an idea of what's going on. Tavondre Sweat just went? Okay, that's good for us. Okay, so some of you guys are familiar with PCI Express lanes, all that. So I work on a Mac Studio. A Mac Studio has 4 Thunderbolt 4 ports and 2 USB 3 ports. Now, USB 3 ports are on their own individual 40 megabit bus like Thunderbolt 4 ports are. So all the data that's being used in those 2 USB 3 ports is being shared over 20 gigabytes per second. My setup has the Elgato, so the camera feed coming into it. It also has an Elgato prompter plugged into it. And I'm using a monitor plugged in through USB-C. That is overwhelming the bus of the computer. So in order to mitigate that, I had to do something that seems completely unrelated. I had to unplug my external hard drive because it's too much data that it's trying to bring in at one time. Translation, I'm probably going to get that M4 when it comes out. Yeah, there's not enough data lanes, not enough throughput for all of this stuff because I have the prompter has a monitor on it. So that's trying to push 1068 by 764 pixels. And then it's trying to also push a 1440p monitor. It's also trying to push my external hard drive. It's just overwhelmed. Basically, I am dealing with the limitations of Apple computers. And because using them is so seamless and like so many things I rely on, like my thumbnail stuff, runs really well on Apple, it's just something I deal with. But yeah, that's why that happens. So if you've ever wondered if I watched the Linus Tech Tips video, well, you just found out the answer to that. Sorry to kill the illusion. Your boy is a little nerdy. Nah, I got a Mac Studio. Like I got this is a M1 Max in here. Like this is the best you could get at the time. Just I've probably been, it was meant for, 1080p, 1440 content consumption. I'm pushing this thing to 4K. It is what it is. Yeah, I know some of y'all were blaming my internet. I promise you it's not my internet. I have like over a gigabit of internet and I have 2.5 gigabit switches. So it's not the internet. It's definitely not the internet. Yes, I'm plugged into Ethernet. I bought the M1 when it's new, Brandon. Like, I've had it for 4 years. Or however long, 3 years? I bought the Mac Studio when it came out. You mad at me for having a computer and owning it for a while? I'm not about to upgrade my computer every other year. Paul says, for your tech upgrade, hey, every bit helps. Every bit helps. I think that new computer gonna cost like $2,000 though.
With the 38th pick in the 2024 draft,
Hey, tax write-off don't make that shit free. Trayvondre. It's not Ram. It's definitely not Ram. It's also, I'm using Prism instead of like base OBS because base OBS on Mac is just extremely unreliable. You do. Hold on, my catch is not something over. Vondre Sweat just went. We're at 38. The Browns are probably going to look to, okay, who just went? Nope, the Rams just traded up. Look here, when the Browns get to about, when it gets about 50, that's when the Browns might move up. I can download more RAM. All right, get out of the chat. Tavondre Sweat, they don't give a about any of that pre-draft stuff.
Now he's got Jeffrey next to, so that is superior. New head coach, along with his GM, they can make great care. Big man. I know guys have mentioned a couple of times, but that's not an interior line protection.
For the tech upgrades, as a Mac tech guy, I feel for you. Yeah. I do miss the one thing I do miss about being on Mac versus PC, because I'm fine with the transition otherwise because I like the Apple ecosystem. But the one thing I do miss is that if I had an issue like this, I could just like get a PCI Express card with some USB-C slots on it and just solve this problem. With Mac, you just kind of have to figure it out from a software side, and just live with it. Jared Verse.
Rams are on the clock. They got Jared Verse left. Please welcome four-time Pro Bowler, Super Bowl champion, Kramer Isaac. What's up, Detroit? Carolina Panthers have traded the 39th pick to the Los Angeles
Braden Fiske?
With the 39th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Rams select Braden Fiske, Florida State D tackle.
Yeah, I don't know. I've had some weird issues. I just think this Mac's getting old. Like, it's not even old though. It's only like 2-3 years old. But yeah, it is. Well, it's not that it's proprietary because it's using like this. It's just maybe I should get like a Thunderbolt hub that powers its like has its own power. And maybe that will solve my issue. But part of me doesn't want to buy an $100 hub that's gonna look ugly as hell on my desk.
This guy is really plays hard. He's very instinctive and smart. He can play, strike people. He's very instinctive, getting off. And when you run these pass rush games, it takes a little to be able to make them work.
Somebody say Firewire.
The numbers over his pregame. Their quarter got hurt, and the defense needed to take it up even a bigger notch. They did. But when he really found out that he had some power, when he went to the Senior Bowl.
Tequila.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Braden Fiske. Brandon Fiske. I think that's going to be a good pick for them. He's a solid player. Not going to like be a Pro Bowl or anything. Solid. Had a really good season. Only issue with him as far as the Browns is that he was old. Now, I don't think anybody bringing up Firewire was bringing up Firewire like unironically. I think if anybody brought up Firewire in chat, it's because they're like joking. I would have to imagine, right? Because Firewire hasn't been used since like 2010. And Philly just took Cooper DeJean. They got what people said are the two best corners in the draft. Yeah, I'll show you the picks right now for those of you who need to see them. So starting at the top, Buffalo went with Keon Coleman, first overall in the second round. Ladd McConkey, 34. Ruke Orhorhoro was a trade up by the Atlanta Falcons. They took him. Then Johnny Newton went after that, which again blows my mind. Jalen Polk went after that. T'Vondre Sweat is off the board. Braden Fiske and Cooper DeJean just went off the board to Philadelphia. Browns pick at 54. I don't think they really have ammunition or the will to move up until 45. Probably 50, though. Someone take these corners off the board before Andrew Berry gets dangerous. Yeah, you know how Andrew Berry can't resist a good corner being there. How many people have been picked so far? I just went through the draft list. Appreciate the super chat, regular dude. Oren Smith is saying Adrian Cooper at 54. That's who the Browns should go at. Still got a ton of options here. Let's flip to your best player available. Adonai Mitchell is still there. Jackson Powers Johnson is there. Which, hey, we really need to do something so that Jackson Powers Johnson doesn't get to Pittsburgh at 51. Definitely don't need that to happen. Troy Franklin, Peyton Wilson, not big on either of those two prospects. Roman Wilson, Davion Sanders. Small Useless Bread says someone needs to take these corners before Barry gets dangerous ideas. Yeah. Yeah, tackle wise, Kingsley Suamataia is still there, right? So Kingsley's still there. Huron is still there. Roger is still there. So there's some options there. Also, the guard prospects are all there right now. And just off the board, Kool-Aid McKinstry just went off the board here for the Saints.
And, 14 years ago, the Eagles have definitely changed my life. And, to be a part of this organization going to my 15th year, definitely excited to be able to announce this pick. And the Washington Commanders have traded the 40th pick to the Philadelphia Eagles. And the 40th pick in the 2020 NFL draft, Philadelphia Eagles select Georgia Gene, DB, Iowa. Let's go.
They got both of them. What's up, Q? I'm a senior in high school. Just wanted to say thank you for getting me through English class and my study halls the last 2 years of content. Oh, man. I think about that, man. Like, if I was in high school and AirPods existed, I would have got nothing done, man. I would have been listening to Jalen and Jacoby reruns in my ear all day. Right? Because when I was in high school, that's when Grantland started. I would have just had Grantland podcasts just blasting through my ear all day if I had this access to technology. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate you choosing me, though, man. It's awesome. It's awesome. Hopefully I get you through your college journey or, your professional journey, whichever it is that you choose to pursue. All right, we're at 42 here. I'm going to use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. Y'all stick with me. Y'all ever think about how Jalen Hurts got benched by Tua and Jalen Hurts is definitely the better pro? It's nuts. How many people we got in chat right now, y'all? Somebody let me know. Anyone else feeling nervously optimistic at the same time? Hope the Browns still, regardless of position, go Browns. Absolutely. Appreciate the Super Chat Soul Train and the membership. That's nuts, man. I think about that all the time. I'm like, yo, they really convinced me that Tua was like the more pro-ready guy. All of this. And then we get to the league, and Jalen Hurts is significantly better than Tua. It makes you wonder, like, how good would Alabama been? They just would have rolled it out with Jalen Hurts. Who just went? Kamari Lassiter. That wasn't on the Browns board. I would love a run on corners. Run on corners is good here. 3 straight corners. Come on, take another corner. Cody Clark gifted 5 memberships. Appreciate that, big dog. Only one Zay got one of them. Appreciate that. Michael Cooper got one of them. Who got the third one? Who got the third one? My T got him. DeAndre Black got one of them. Ken Adams got the last one. Kamari Lassiter. Uh-oh. Out route gifting 5 more subs, man. Give a shout out to Out Route. You might get one of them subs. Okay, Vigilant Hawk got one of them 5 gifted. Let's go, man. Let's go. Davita Lynette got one of them gifted. Shout out to you. And again, shout out to the homie Out Route. Eric Graham got another one of them gifted subs. We waiting on Arizona's pick. It's Max Melton. They took another corner. Jonathan Rupert became another member today. We got 10 new members today from 2 chatters. Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to Outroute. Master Des 326 has become a member. And Stuart Moore throwing his hat into the fray with more gifted subs as well. We got a super chat I'm going to get into from my homie Ray Rags and Jim L. That's a Patreon OG. Just got a gifted right there. Ray Rags. I used to hide my wired headphones through my shirt or sweatshirt and listen to music all day, or at least in class. I knew I wouldn't be in trouble for it. Here's the thing, man. It depends on the kind of outfits you wear. I don't know when you went to high school. I went to high school when we was doing skinny jeans and like jerkin wear. Like, it's going to sound crazy, but we was doing like the new boys, right? Like it was the clothes was tight. So like it was harder to fit that hoodie string underneath because the clothes was tight, and then it unplugs from your MP3 player. And you know them headphones, like you got them at Walgreens and shit. Like it was just tough, man. It was tough. I've never missed the wired headphone struggle. Yeah, they went Max Melton. Rutgers. All right. We're getting close to the Browns considering a move up here. A.D. Mitchell is there. And somebody went to high school in the 90s. See, look, y'all weren't there in the 2010s, man. Y'all weren't there in the 2010s. Okay. Y'all making fun of me, but that's what we was rocking. how do I put it? We was rocking 2010 shit, man. Like, it just was what it was. Who do I want at 54? Shout out to Jonathan Banks, just became a member. Who do I want at 54? Let's see who's on the board right now. I had no feeling that Adonai Mitchell would be there. And I don't want to rush up and take him just because I'm shocked he's there. But, and again, shout out for you. Thank you for the super chat. It seems like we're there, right? I mean, Rosengarten's there too. Kingsley's there. I think they go with Kingsley in this scenario. Am I wanting offensive line? Yeah, I look, it'll be, I just don't know if Adonai fits like what you need to fix. And I'm just not super familiar with him because I just assumed he was going to go in the first round. I would stick with my board and I would go with the tackle here. If Kingsley's there, if Roger is there, I'm going to stick with tackle. Yeah, Mighty. I'm going to stick with tackle here. Appreciate the super chat. That's a waste of a pick. White tees and Jabot jeans were my era. I remember my brother used to wear that shit to high school. He still got his Jabot jeans somewhere in my grandmama's house. Used to have the little Velcro shits on them, right? The big ass pants with the Velcros and the white tees that you needed to get at the gas station because the white tees at the gas station, they had the puffy collar. Yeah, see, I remember that. And I remember I was there. It wasn't my high school era. We were wearing other fits in my high school era, but it was around when I was in middle school for sure. I used to have a Dickie fit. Straight up, I had a Dickie fit with like the thermal underneath, and it would have looked real clean with some butters, but I couldn't afford butters, so you know, they was Nikes. They look clean though. So Jackson Powers Johnson just went. They're 2 picks behind on the feed. No, Cooper went Oren. Cooper DeJohn's gone. All right, my guy says went to Bedford when they had a dress code, so I had to be really sneaky with the headphones because we only had polos, slacks, and yeah, I'm the Bedford dude that hate NQ and code. You must have went there with my cousin, man. Because my cousin used to have to wear shout out to the Nowdens, man. But my cousin used to wear them little uniforms. But I was trying to convince you that y'all was going to a school that was better than what y'all was. I remember thinking, like, man, Bedford think they so much better than Maple. And in some respects they are. It's definitely a safer place to live. But at least we get to wear our clothes. Yeah, Edge Coop is there too. I just don't see a world where they pass on Kingsley there at 54. Brandon says I can still wear that Dickie fit with the thermal underneath. I ain't tall enough to pull that off. Like, I feel like to pull off a Dickie fit, you need to be at least 6'3". Like, if you 6'3", 250, you can always, no matter what the era is, pull off a Dickie fit. But it's hard to pull off a Dickie fit when you under 6 foot. Pants stretched to death. Oh, starched to death. I wasn't wearing no starch pants. Nah, I remember I used to go to Levi's. I think it was the Levi 511 or some shit like that. If y'all remember what the skinny jean Levi's were, I believe they were 511. That was the code to get them. You had to go to the Levi outlet and get you some 511s, and then you wanted to get them in like blue, maroon, red, right? I had them in every color. I had some gray ones. You had to get some gray ones. Oh, Edrin Cooper just went. Good player right there. He just went. He said the Ving Rhames, Bill. Yeah, 5'11", 5'11" right there. That was the. I feel old talking about this like this, but I guess I'm almost 30 now. But no, the 501s are the original. That's what's hot right now, right? Because everybody wearing them big ass pants now in like boot cut. But 511s used to always be out of stock. You would have to go get the chinos, like if they didn't have the 511s. But it'd be tough too, because like you couldn't go anywhere and get your skinny jeans because they tight. So if you go to like Aeropostale, well, Aeropostale didn't really have skinny jeans like that. But if you went and got like Rue 21s, like skinny jeans, them boys gonna rip on you. One more said, Beffert is Maple going to a job interview. That is the best description that I've ever heard of that. That is, yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it. Beffert is basically somebody from Warrensville getting a promotion. Like, that's what Beffert is. Like if the way it works out is that the people who live in Bedford are the managers of the store. The shift supervisor, that man live in Warrensville, and then the crew member, that's probably somebody from Maple. But that's a good analogy of the area. Yes. The 501s, that's the original, right? I'm not tripping. Let me Google that shit. So Edrin Cooper's gone. The Carolina Panthers on the clock. We getting close. We getting close to trade up range for the Browns. Yeah, see, this is what they be wearing. These are the regular Levi's, right? Yeah, these are the regular Levi's. That's 501. No, we wasn't mumble rapping yet in 2010. Like, mumble rap really happened when I was in college. That was in mumble rap, more melodic rap, right? That was like 2016 to when did mumble rap really die? I think mumble rap died before the pandemic. So like 2016 to like 2019, and then drill really got popular after that. But yeah, mumble rap, that wasn't 2010s wasn't mumble rap. 2010s was party rap. 2010s was 2 Chainz and Lil Wayne. Like, up until I graduated high school, like the Migos came out in 2012. They really got popular when I got to college. So like 2010 to 2012, 2013, we was listening to 2 Chainz, Lil Wayne, and that shit was not mumble rap. Okay, that was party rap. That was get out, have a good time rap. That's what that was. We was not wearing Jinko jeans, Aggie. We was not wearing Jinko jeans in 2010. Swag rap. Yeah, Tiger. I'm not proud of that. I just said Tiger with my chest. I'm not proud of that. But yeah, Tiger was a big part of that era. Tiger had so many hits, dog. Why did we let that happen? Oh. Hey, Wiz was hot at that. I used to listen to so much Wiz Khalifa, man. So much Wiz Khalifa. So Big Sean had some hits, yeah, for sure. All right, man. Jonathan Brooks off the board. New York just took Tyler Newman. So right now we're at 48. We're getting close to, if the Browns really want AD Mitchell, if the Browns, like, who's best available? If the Browns really want Kingsley, if they really want AD, they could trade up here within a few picks and make it happen. Waka Flocka Flame. See, man, we had good rappers back then. You know what? Shout out. I'm about to do an old head take, man. Roscoe Dash, yeah. Old head take. My generation, the generation of people who graduated at least by 2014, but really I'm talking about 2013. That is the generation that had the last real generation of hip hop. Like after that, it's sporadic. There's no real stars. It ain't like that no more. But you graduated before 2014. If you graduated before 2014 high school, you grew up in the last era of true hip hop dominance. Like, who's been a universal? Like, there's only been like a couple guys you could say have been ubiquitous stars since then. All the other guys that are still from that era, right? Kendrick, Drake, I guess J. Cole. But like all of rap's biggest stars still. Like the only one that's not in that era is like what, Travis Scott. We had Travis Porter, which was a group. But that's where it ended. That's where there were hip hop superstars before that. There were not really hip hop superstars after that. Maybe the Migos. The Migos had hits, but the Migos weren't like on television shows and shit. Like in the way that all those other guys were. It's not J. Cole slander. It's just J. Cole's a popular rapper. I don't know if J. Cole is like ubiquitous. Like if you talk to somebody who knows nothing about hip hop, do they actually know who J. Cole is? I don't know if the answer is yes to that. That's not really a statement on how good of a rapper he is or how much I enjoy his music. It's just more or less we talking about a different level of status. And All the Way Turned Up still goes. Still goes. They still play All the Way. They still play our shit at the football games. All the Way Turned Up, Swag Surfing. We was in high school when all that shit came out. Right? Hey, if you go to the club still, which I haven't been in years, to my understanding, Hey Lady still plays. Jonathan Banks says, hey Q, just wanted to say I've been a fan for 3.5 years. Just want to say congratulations on how far you've gone, the grind, the latest update on the Browns and what the percentage is for Newton, Jerzon, like Johnny. Oh, Johnny gone. Yeah, Johnny gone. Johnny gone. The percentage is 0. Johnny is gone. Rick Ross had a lot of hits. Rick Ross was ubiquitous. He was unavoidable in 2010. Carson Ryan says Friday Night Lights was a banger. I never got into that. Yeah, 2014, 2015. Honestly, when did No Label 2 come out? No Label 2 Migos was the best Migos. They had good songs and good albums after that, but No Label 2 is their best shit. I will fight to the death on that take. It is my favorite Migos project. This shit had Emmett Smith and Hannah Montana wasn't on there, but Emmett Smith was on there. It's the best Migos project. Oh yeah, Childish Gambino, but Childish Gambino kind of operates in a different lane, I guess. Tyler's before 2013. Tyler came up in 2012. I was in high school when Tyler was going up. Am I from Cleveland? If so, I just wanted to change. That's why I moved from Cleveland. Somebody's like, hey, we're going to make this about football. Mr. Stealthy Ninja says, if available, who is your favorite player for the Browns to take at 54? And what do you think about taking a tight end replacement for Bryant? Not at 54. Not at 54. But I do like Benson Knott. Fetty Wap really did have a hot run, a T-Pain-esque run for a couple of years. Eric B. and Rakim, I'm not going to lie. I know about Eric B. and Rakim, but I've never done the work to sit down and listen to a Eric B. and Rakim project. I probably have to eventually, right? If I want to be a fan of hip hop. Definitely got to do the required reading, but I have been slacking on that. Oh my goodness, says yeah, man. Whew, man, freshman year of college, all I had to do to have the aux cord was just plug in that No Labels 2. It didn't matter where on the album. It didn't matter if I was playing Birds. It didn't matter if I was playing Emmett Smith. It was gonna go. The whole album, perfect for exactly what you needed it to be perfect for. Mr. Stealthy Ninja says if they were available. Okay, yeah, I already went to that. Appreciate that super chat, by the way, Mr. Stealthy Ninja. Wu-Tang Clan. LA the Dark Man. Who is that? Daddy Yankee, Don Omar. But hey, look, when I lived in LA, Mike C. Rodriguez, when I lived in LA, I found out how much of a grip Daddy Yankee had on the culture. Okay? Because every club I went to in LA was bumping Daddy Yankee. Could not stop. I look at the projection where they showing the music videos and shit. I'm like, oh, it's Daddy Yankee. I guess Daddy Yankee had hits. Didn't know Daddy Yankee had hits like that until I moved to LA for that 1 year and saw that, hey, for them Spanish speaking folk, Daddy Yankee, he that man. Like, call me what you want, but you can call me bro. Yeah. No Labels 2 was excellent. Excellent. Was it got Handsome and Wealthy? Ooh. Mason Smith just went off the board. Chris Jenkins just went to Cincinnati. Boy, a run on interior guys. So the Browns are really in range here to get a tackle if they want to. They do have 1, 2, 3, 4 teams that could get a tackle. Washington just traded up. I have to believe this has to be about a tackle. Big Daddy Kane, MF Doom, rest in peace. Now y'all just naming rappers. Hey, regular dude, my high school days were Dipset, D-Block, and 50 Cent era. I was like in grade school when Dipset and 50 Cent came out. But we need to have a larger conversation about how much Dipset took over the east side of Cleveland when that came out. Like, we really fucked with Cameron. And that's not a bad thing, but I'm just saying, like, I think people underestimate how much we fucked with Cameron. And Cameron kind of fucked with us too. Young Jock. He said scroll down on the app. We ain't even talking about the draft no more. My man, you say you went to an MC Hammer concert? I would imagine seeing MC Hammer. Like, here's the one thing, whenever I do look at like 90s stuff, especially during that New Jack Swing era where they was doing that hard ass dancing, I wish I could see some of that live. Like, even Kid and Play, like seeing them live would have been like crazy in their prime. Because they was moving for real. I imagine seeing MC Hammer live is crazy. Like, when he was in his prime, I imagine it. He said Cushion Orange Juice 2 on the way? Man, I don't know if any of y'all have ever tried to listen to Never Been recently, but I remember one day I was sitting around the house. I'm like, damn, man, I want to listen to Never Been, right? Because that was one of my jams in high school. I turned on this Never Been mix that they had on Spotify. I wanted to slap the shit out of somebody. It was just not it. Had to go on YouTube and find a bootleg link. Cushion Orange Juice was everything. Fat Al was going. Oh yeah, we talked about this on Keon Coleman. The whole bitch I'm from Cleveland mixtape. Nuts. Get it in Ohio. Oh yeah, Cameron. My high school, yeah, Dipset had a grip on the culture, man. This is when we debate rap like years later. We forget who really had a grip on shit. And that's one of them things was like, yeah, people gonna minimize like Cameron's impact or Dipset's impact, but Dipset was there for real. Everybody wanted one of them 50 Cent spinner chains. I remember my friend had one. He was the coolest kid in school for like a week until it broke. It was a fake spinner chain. But he was cool as hell. Chip the Ripper. Shout out to Chip the Ripper. I need to make a habit of just shouting out Chip the Ripper every chance I get, man. Shout out Chip the Ripper. Did Chip the Ripper talk about the Browns? Let's get him on the channel. Let's get Chip the Ripper on the channel. We in the second round, man. We wait. Pick 50's here. The Commanders on the clock. Cincinnati just took, who they just take? Chris Jenkins. Not sweating that at all. Not sweating that at all. Kid Cudi? Absolutely. Absolutely. Kid Cudi. I like his songs before they remixed them. But yeah, Kid Cudi, definitely. Shauna was definitely giant. 3-6 Mafia. Now, they was beefing with Bone Thugs back in the day. He did fuck with both.
The Bengals pick tonight. Chrissy, thank you and your team for a great work happening in Cincinnati and Dayton. Stage is yours.
Ray Cash. Wow, I haven't heard that name in a minute. We got 1,000 people in the chat. I've been talking about Cleveland rap to 1,000 people. Hey, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right. Let's focus in and talk about sports again, I guess. So Chris Jenkins went there. We are waiting for the Commanders to make their selection at 50. The Browns are 4 picks away. Okay, so Mike, they took a corner. They took a Michigan corner. So we're 2-3 picks away from Cleveland, and the draft board is lining up pretty favorably. You can get A.D. Mitchell there if you're Cleveland. That would be the best wide receiver available. He is falling for whatever reason, so you might want to be hesitant on that. If you're looking at tackle, well, you're in the position you want to be at, right? Koran Amagaji is there. Kingsley Suamataia is somebody I know that they're high on that's also going to be there. Christian Haynes is there. A lot of options for the Browns if they want to sit there. Now, tackle's gone cold, but it can heat up in a second, and there's not that many of them left. Now, there's Blake Fisher, there's Roger Rosengarten, there's Kingsley Suamataia. You got 3 of them. This is an area where if it looks like this, once they get to 54, I wouldn't be surprised if they move down to 59. Troy Franklin, not a big fan. Not a big fan of Troy Franklin. Not a big fan. Fat Al came down. Man, remember how proud we were as a city when I done came down was like on Madden 08 soundtrack? I remember first thing I did when I got Madden 08 was mute all the other songs and just had it be Fat Al. And it's Fat Al. We are never calling him Al Fat. It's Fat Al. They should have put the unrevised version in there, but it is what it is. Kirk Franklin? All right, now you just playing. Do the Browns trade up at this point? I don't think they have to. I really don't think they have to. Pittsburgh's on the clock now. Yeah, look, if I have any luck about it, they're going to take Troy Franklin. Because I'm not a big Troy Franklin guy, but we'll see. We'll see. Got to be A.D. Mitchell. I don't know if you go Junior Colson here. I think you could trade up from this 85 and get Junior Colson. There is a run on Michigan, though. So our draft, is this going well for us? Kind of. If your objective today for the Browns was to get a tackle, this is going perfectly for you. Like, if you wanted the Browns to get a tackle, the draft is going perfectly for you. If you wanted the Browns to get a wide receiver, it depends how you feel about a couple of names. How do you feel about A.D. Mitchell? How do you feel about Troy Franklin? If you like those two, you're in a good spot. If you aren't a fan of those two, then you're not as in a good spot. But if you do like tackle, you got a ton of options. Ton of options. Mighty says, do the Browns trade up at this point? Don't really think they have to. You think guard? They could go guard. Christian Haynes is there. Let's see what Pittsburgh does, because they don't need tackle anymore. They just took another one in the first round. So they're going to probably take corner or wide receiver. A.D. Mitchell might come off the board here. Picks in. Let's see who Pittsburgh got. There's a white guy who went to a predominantly white school. I feel like I'm just a bystander in this conversation. The only rapper I remember you talked about was Wayne. Hated him for a long time because of it. Yeah. Hey, it's okay. It's okay. You just learn from context clues and research the guys we talk about, man. Go ahead. Hey, Ray Rags, I need you to bump that bitch I'm from Cleveland mixtape. You know what I mean? Like, go ahead and bump that. Everybody, if you're from Cleveland, you need to bump it. It's not going to age well. There are going to be some terms in there that you would rather not use in today's day and age, but it is worth a listen. I think Rosengarten and Kingsley are worth that pick. So, I mean, a tackle there, I think those are good two guys who are going to start in the NFL. I think Rosengarten could be a Pro Bowl level player. I think Kingsley has the potential to be a Pro Bowl level player too. Yeah, Pitt went Zach Frazier. That makes a ton of sense for them. They're having a good draft right now. Pittsburgh's having a good draft. Fontanu and Zach Frazier, that's a good draft for them. He said, y'all, Jake? He just called me Jake? I ain't heard that in a minute. Yeah, see. I like that Crazy Bone, Lil Bow Wow, Ohio Player song. I'm not going to lie. I have not gone out my way to listen to Bow Wow since, like, he had braids. Jonathan Banks, how do you feel about Zach? That's a good pick. He's a good center. He's a good center. I'm pretty sure they're excited about what they've done there in Pittsburgh. I'm not ahead. I'm just not waiting for the broadcast to announce the pick. I'll wait for the Browns pick for the broadcast to announce it. But so let's not spoil the Browns pick so the reaction's clean. But yeah, I'm just not waiting for it. So did Indy trade up? Indy's taking a wide receiver, right? Yeah, this has to be A.D. Mitchell coming right here. Hey, man, who said Patrick Paul? No, we're not taking Patrick Paul. Stop that. Stop that. Don't put that evil on me. Don't put that evil on me. Chit the Ripper went on a Browns podcast like 2 years ago. I remember you could get him on. He was talking about Browns bars in LA and stuff. Might have to get Chit the Rip on, man. Might have to get Chit the Rip on. I definitely like Chit the Rip on Keon Coleman would make sense, right? Like that would be the perfect guest to get on Keon Coleman. Chip the Ripper. Chip the Ripper. SLAB. See, some of y'all know it. Patrick Paul is a safe pick here. Y'all are trolling me with this Patrick Paul stuff. Stop this. Stop this. Yes. So the Colts moved up to get A.D. Mitchell. A.D. Mitchell is off the board at 52. Yep. Yeah, that's a lot. That solidifies it for me. Let somebody else trade up for another wide receiver, and we can just take whatever tackle you prefer. I like Rosengarten the most. If you like Kingsley, take Kingsley. If you like Karan, take Karan. But a tackle here makes 1,000% sense. Eric Graham don't know who Chip the Ripper is? You need to do your Cleveland research, my guy. Hey, man, who said Johnny Wilson? I will fight you. I will fight you. if we take Johnny Wilson at fit. I will fight you. AD or Roger for the Browns. I mean, AD's gone, so that question's no longer there, but I would have probably went Roger Rosengarten because I know more about Roger Rosengarten than I know about AD Mitchell. If we get Roger Rosengarten, I might play interior crocodile alligator live on stream, or I'm fitted. Like, said Blake Fisher. All right. So I'm gonna wait for this one pick to go up, and then we're gonna take this off screen and go to best player available, so I don't spoil the Browns pick. We're waiting for Washington to go. The Browns have so many options here when it comes to tackle. If the Cowboys want to move up, and if the Texans want to move up, I think the Browns are game. Some of y'all think Blake Fisher here at 54. That's interesting. I don't think Blake Fisher. I think Blake Fisher is somebody you get if you move back. Because I think, well, who did they get? Did Baltimore get a tackle? I think Baltimore got a tackle. Blake Fiske is gone. Braden Fiske is gone, my guy. All right. So on the TV, it's at the Colts pick. Washington's going to go. Once Washington's pick gets announced, I'm going to take this off screen. And Bone Thugs and Bone Thugs and Harmony, OG Cleveland rappers. Yes, sir. So Pittsburgh to draft the whole married man out of college. He can block, though. They need somebody who can block for real. Especially at center. All right, so the Commanders pick is in. Yeah, Rosengarten's still there. Yeah, Mitchell's gone too, man. Malachi Corley, that would surprise me. Bone Thugs and Harmony, Nirvana fan, appreciate the super chat. I would be shocked if they went wide receiver, to be honest with you at this point. We got 1,300 in here. Make sure I hit that like button, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. So on the broadcast, Donnie Mitchell just went. We know that we're waiting on Washington, who's taking a very long time to turn this pick in. So Washington's taking a very long time to get this pick in right now. We'll see who they pick. It's taking a while. And then the Browns are going to be on the clock. Once the Browns get on the clock, I'm going to wait for the broadcast to catch up. So I'm going to wait for the broadcast so we can all react to it live. Once the Browns pick is there, even if you know the Browns pick, please do not go into chat and spoil the pick. If you know the Browns pick, if it comes up before the broadcast does, which you certainly will know before the broadcast. I feel great here. I think they could trade back a couple of spots and try to pick up a fifth. I think they can stay here and get a good tackle. I like Roger Rosengarten. I like Kingsley. If they move back, Blake Fisher could be there. But there's a good chance, there's a 100% chance that when they go up the pick at 54, a tackle they like is going to be there between Rosengarten, Kingsley, and really that's the two that I like there at the second round, like Rosengarten or Kingsley. Kingsley played left in college. Roger Rosengarten is more of a projection, flipping him to left or right. I feel good about that projection because I saw him play left tackle at the Senior Bowl. Kingsley played left tackle at BYU, but he's a little bit raw, right? He's a lot rawer than Roger Rosengarten is. So there's a projection either way. All right, so Ben Sinnott just went. We're going to go best player available here so we don't spoil the pick. But Washington just went Ben Sinnott here, which means we're going to wait for Cleveland's pick to come up on the broadcast. Ben Sinnott at 53 is interesting. He went before Jatavion Sanders, which means I don't think a lot of teams like Jatavion. Okay. All right. So who do y'all think it's going to be? Let me add a poll. Let me add a poll. I can't add a poll on here. I'm thinking about Bleacher Report. So, chat, if you want the Browns to take a tackle, put a T in chat. If you want the Browns to take a wide receiver, put a WR in chat. Basically, put the position that you think the Browns should take at this pick right here. Not a player, just position. I want to know what position y'all want the Browns to take. And if you think they should trade back, let me know that too. So I'm seeing a lot of T's. Somebody said not kickers. Okay, kicker, tackle, wide receiver, tackle. Keon Coleman went first pick in the second round, my guy. Tackle. So a lot of tackles in here. Okay, we got one wide receiver, a linebacker here. So that's got to be for Junior Colson. It's looking like overwhelmingly Browns fans want to tackle here. Wide receiver. Somebody said quarterback, linebacker, running back, DT. All them DTs is gone, brother. And we're legitimately at the point where it's like Mekhi Wingo or Dwayne Carter. A lot of tackles here. Tackle or trade. Somebody just said trade back. Somebody just laughed at somebody for having quarterback. All right, so chat's going pretty crazy for tackle here. All right, so now that we voted on tackle, what tackle do you want, chat? Let me know. Which tackle do you want? And if you can, add a couple words and why. Which tackle do you want? Are you a Blake Fisher guy? You like the raw athleticism? Do you like the comfort that Kingsley Suamataia brings you, knowing that he played left tackle in college? Do you want Roger Rosengarten? You know, he doesn't have the tool. He doesn't have the crazy tools of a Kingsley. Definitely not the length or the strength of a Kingsley, but he does have excellent tape and excellent Senior Bowl. Where y'all at? Oh, some of y'all want Karan, who's a bit of a projection. Also was a left tackle. Big Roger. Somebody out here saying Patrick Paul. Roger, a lot of Rogers. I think there's a lot of good choices that the Browns could go with here at 54 if they want to tackle. That's the question, if they want to tackle. But if they do, then they're in a good spot. Make sure y'all hit that like button. I don't know how many people we got in here. I don't have the counter on screen right now. But make sure you hit that like button. If you're new here, subscribe. I give you what I feel like is the best Browns coverage on the platform. And I do it twice a day. Almost every day, except for Sunday, but I still drop you a little something on Sunday. So if you like that kind of consistency, if you like that kind of dedication, if you like good content, good Browns content from what I like to think is a balanced perspective of the team, then make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding that notification bell. All right, Washington's pick just went in. Cleveland is now on the clock. All right, so Ben Sinnott went officially. Now we're just waiting for the Browns to make a choice here. A lot of good options for the Cleveland Browns. A lot of good options for the Cleveland Browns here at 54. I think they're going to sit here and make a pick. I think they're going to sit here and make a pick here. That's my final guess. I think they're going to sit here, make a pick, and if I'm picking, I'm taking Roger Rosengarten. If they're picking, my guess on who they want is Kingsley Suamataia, right? That's who makes sense to them. It's a great spot for Suamataia to land. He gets to sit for a year, maybe even two, and then gets put onto a veteran offensive line that will be able to support him. So if there is a team that can get the most out of Kingsley, he's going to be the guy. When I look at tape, I'm not looking to project. I'm just looking at what's there. Roger is ahead of Kingsley right now as far as developing some skills necessary, but Roger does not have some of those things that Kingsley, you can't teach Kingsley. Now, Perion is a wild card. I don't feel comfortable with Perion just at 54 for my own reasons because he didn't play in the Senior Bowl, and his tape at Yale is just, there's not enough there for me to truly judge. He played one good team at Yale, Morgan State, and Morgan State was a fringe playoff team in the FCS. So it's just hard to gauge what that tape's going to be. If they feel confident about it, they're going to make that pick. The Browns pick is already in, so I'm going to work really hard to avoid being spoiled here. But the Browns pick is in. Let's see if they got somebody coming to announce it. All right. Carl Nassib, Browns legend.
Especially meaningful for me because they drafted me in 2016. Meaningful for me because I'm here with Mickey Reisky, founder and CEO of it. They do incredible work. Crisis intervention, LGBTQ youth.
Man, I always thought Carl Nassib was going to be so under. Like, that was one of my favorites when he was a Brown. All right, who we got?
With the 54th pick in the 2024, the Cleveland Browns, Michael Hall.
Okay, I'm a little surprised by that. I don't hate it. But they went Michael Hall here, defensive tackle. I don't hate it. Inconsistent tape, really high energy, really explosive. The talent is there. You wish he was a bit more consistent, but I really thought they would go offensive tackle there. I really did. We'll see if they move up from 85. We'll see who's there at 85. Still a chance Blake Fisher's there. Hell, who knows? Kingsley might be there. I don't hate this pick. All right, we don't gotta show him destroying the alma mater though. Okay, that's not what we gotta put on screen. All right, I know he played well versus us. No, he's not Perion 2.0. Perion Winfrey was a little bit of a different beast. Like, Perion's issues weren't football related, right? Perion's issues were he was not mature enough to handle life as an NFL football player. But if he's Perion as far as traits and tools go, like, yeah, you want that, right? But he's not as long as Perion was or tall, but he does have great BGO. He does have great explosiveness. He's a great leader, right? That's where he's definitely not like Perion. He's a great leader, locker room guy, was really leading the pack out there at the Senior Bowl, was I call it the juice master. Like, when somebody is out there making sure everybody has the juice, that's what Michael Hall was. He was somebody out there getting everybody cracked up, popped up. So for sure, going to be a different story than Perion. And the Browns have a situation where they can bring him in, develop him. He's going to definitely be able to take over Maurice Hurst's role if he gets injured during this year, or if they decide not to bring him back after this season. He's going to play. He's going to be a rotational guy at the very least. I don't know if he becomes a playmaker at defensive tackle, but he is going to at least be a rotational guy. And he does have tools to have that next level of play. Didn't see it coming. I didn't think he was somebody you had to get at 54, but what do I know, right? It's just off mock drafts. What do you think Coach Schwartz likes about him? I have no clue what Jim Schwartz likes at defensive tackle anymore. You take him this year, but you also took Siaki Ika last year. I don't know. We drafted a tackle just like you expected, a defensive tackle, but a tackle nonetheless. I'm happy with anybody in the trenches. Hey, I don't think it's a bad pick. It's just a pick that surprised me. Mighty says, what do you think Jim Schwartz likes about him? It's got to be the ball get off. It's got to be the explosiveness. Look, when you watch him at the Senior Bowl, and hopefully I can bring up some clips of him at the Senior Bowl, he is most definitely 100% the fastest off the ball at the Senior Bowl. And that was even like with Dwayne Carter being there, who's pretty fast off the ball. He's definitely the most explosive, twitchy, with size defensive tackle I think that you could get in this draft. He's a 3-tech. He's a pass rusher at that 3-tech position. And I think while somebody finally took Patrick Paul, yes, thank you. We ain't got to do it. We ain't got to do it, baby. But yeah, I don't think it's a bad pick, and we'll see what it is, right? It's just a pick that you're going to have to wait and see because it's not necessarily something that I was banging the table for. But we'll see, man. The Browns could move up from 85. I think that's a distinct possibility. Yeah. He's not as all gas, no brakes as Perion was, right? Perion Winfrey popped off the tape because Perion Winfrey was willing to kill a motherfucker like every play. That's not Michael Hall. He plays with a little bit more tact than that. Where Perion Winfrey just like shoots out a cannon and goes 100%. It's a little bit different. Who getting cut? Hey, Stuart Moore gifting 5 memberships. We got John Albert joining the crew, Dr. Maggie, Dylan Rogers, Small Useless Beard. Appreciate. Oh no, he ain't getting no sub. Razor Jacket, Matt Scoopster. Big shout out to y'all, man. Let's get back to this draft board now. So Patrick Paul just went. I am 100% okay with that. 100% okay with that. Yeah, and he's super young, right? And look, man, the one thing with Perion crashing out like that so early in his NFL career, you needed to get somebody in that room to develop because I don't think Siaki Ika is it either. So it makes sense. I don't think Ika's getting cut. I don't know, actually. Actually, Ika might get cut. Yeah. No, Ika and Hall are not starting. And see, I don't think they have any plans for Siaki Ika to play. No, he's much better than Tommy Togiai. He's a bigger, stronger prospect and quicker. Like Tommy Togiai, I worried didn't have NFL traits, and I think that ended up being his issue. He has NFL traits for sure. He has a kid, so maybe that ticked the maturity column. Well, no, I mean, like, it's not even about if he has kids or not, though, for real. He was a locker room leader at Ohio State. Perion Winfrey was not at Oklahoma. Like, Perion Winfrey, I think he was a JUCO transfer. Like, he was a JUCO guy. So, I mean, it's a very different situation. Like, this dude was a leader at Ohio State. He gets to the Senior Bowl, and he's leading guys, that position group, at the Senior Bowl all 3 days. I have no worry about this dude being like Perion Winfrey. Absolutely nothing worries me about that. Yeah, he had a handful of great games last year. The issue with him is consistency. You would have loved to see the consistency more. Yeah. But hey, this board's been all over the place. And I think DB Dog brings up a great point. Like you, I thought he'd be there at 84. You can move up a little bit to get him. But it might be the reverse, right? We thought that the defensive tackles would be available in the late third to early third. In the third round, basically. But that ends up not being the case. So maybe it's the other side where, hey, if you want to get one of these offensive tackles, if you want to get Blake Fisher, if you want to get Kingsley, you want to get one of these guys, you got to move up to get them. In the third. Yeah, Hall is under 21. He's a young guy. Ray Rag says, to me, this says a lot about what they think about Ika. I still cannot understand that draft pick choice. I still don't understand it. That was one of them picks I hated at the time, and I gave it time, and the more time I give it, the more right I look. Marshawn Nealon just went to the Cowboys. I'm fine with that. That's good. I think the Browns trade-up range from 85 starts at 75, by the way. Mighty says he's also a kid. Oh, he also has a kid, so tick that. Yep. Young dude to have a kid, because I don't even think he's 21 yet. But, you know. He was a locker room leader. Like he's definitely a good culture fit for sure too. DB Dog, like you, I thought he'd go. Appreciate the super chat, DB Dog. I think we already talked about that one. Yeah, Patrick Paul going 50. Patrick Paul going before Roger Rosengarten is crazy to me. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I don't know. I don't think I am on that one. Hey, one of the things the Browns are addressing in the last few drafts is that they don't bring in enough Ohio State guys. They got like 7 on the roster right now. You think you get a guy like Roman Wilson in the third? It's possible. It's possible. It's possible.
Rich, you guys are talking about backs. The Cowboys.
What do you? Oh yeah, I already got that one. Let me see Michael Hall's let me see Michael Hall's measurables. So Michael Hall, let's bring up his draft combine. Hey y'all got to stop comparing him to Perion Winfrey. He's not Perion Winfrey. I don't know why. And again, if your whole basis on him being Perion Winfrey is he plays like Perion Winfrey, that's not the part of Perion Winfrey that's bad to emulate. Like, y'all do realize that, right? Like, if he looks like Perion Winfrey on the field, that's not the bad thing that Perion Winfrey brought to the table. Even when he was doing all kind of scooter shenanigans, he was still one of the Browns' better defensive tackles that year. Albeit it was a historically bad year for defensive tackles on the Cleveland Browns. But he was still decent on the field. That is not where I'm concerned about him if he plays like Perion Winfrey. The issues with Perion Winfrey was that he was at Barley House riding on scooters at 2 o'clock on a fucking Thursday. As long as Michael Hall's not doing that, I don't care if his tape looks like. Please, the tape was awesome on Perion Winfrey. Y'all got to know, like, if y'all going to call somebody this, it has to be for a reason that makes sense. Perion Winfrey was bad because he could not stay on the field because he kept doing dumb shit off of it. Michael Hall is nowhere near close to being that kind of a concern for the team. Ray Rag says, just watch the video of Al Fats came down. The Cavs really effed up LeBron. Should have never needed to leave. He should have been a lifer. I didn't know I done came down had a video. Yeah, so I would not compare him to Perion because his play looks like Perion. That's not bad. Okay. Yeah, he's explosive like Perion Winfrey. He's long and strong and knows how to use his hands like Perion Winfrey. That's not why we didn't like Perion Winfrey. Perion's traits were undeniable. The maturity was the issue. The maturity was the issue. The maturity is why he keeps dangling around on practice squads. The talent is why he's still in the NFL. Professor Chaos, if the Browns were to get a linebacker, who would you want? Junior Colson. Yeah. So most of your defensive tackles, I think, who brought this up? Aaron Zorkin brought this up, or Aaron Zorkic brought this up. Most of the Browns' defensive tackles are on one-year deals, right? Dalvin Tomlinson, I think he's the only one with a long-term deal. Shelby Harris is on a 1 or 2 year deal. I think it's a 2. But Maurice Hurst on a 1-year deal, Quentin Jefferson on a 1-year deal. You're going to need guys to step up. Maybe Siaki Ika, survives practice squad and makes it back on your roster next year, or you just kind of have him inactive all year. But I do think Michael Hall will be able to give you rotational minutes this year with that defensive line. I'm not defensive of Perion Winfrey. I'm just explaining to you what you want to defend on, well, what you want to emulate of a player and what you don't want emulated of a player. We cannot pretend as if the issue with Perion was football. The issue was that he couldn't play football because he's an idiot. That is the difference. I'm not being defensive. I'm literally just explaining to you what the issue is. Let's talk about bell-bottom jeans. I don't know if Ika's got to go, right? Like, he was a 3rd-round pick. I don't know if you just want to dump him to the side. But, yeah, I think Michael Hall is a solid pick. He's not as aggressive as Perion Winfrey was, but he's somebody who does have that, like, you see it flash. You watch him at the Senior Bowl, you see it flash. You watch him at Ohio State, you see it flash. You see what could be a great player. My question is, when you see guys flash in college, when you see guys flash at the Senior Bowl, the question to me is, are they just going to be guys who are always going to flash? Are they just going to be inconsistent? Or are they going to be inconsistent guys like their whole career? And that's why I wonder with Michael Hall. Is he always going to be somebody who can get hot, kind of like a Larry Ogunjobi? And if I keep it a buck, I think Larry Ogunjobi's where Michael Hall's career kind of sits in. Like he's probably going to have a Larry Ogunjobi-ish type career. Is that worth the 54th pick? It depends on what happens after that. But Larry Ogunjobi's not a bad result to get out of this pick. I don't get the comps to Perion. He's Larry Ogunjobi, right? Like, I don't think he's going to be a good run defender. He's going to be able to get downhill, explosive, all that. Benson's still in play. Only one running back off the board because he's running backs his cheeks in this year's draft class. Appreciate the super chat, DB Dog. I like the pick. I like the Michael Hall pick. I'm wondering, though, like, I'll be thrilled with the pick if they're able to get a good tackle at 85, or if they move up from 85 to get a good tackle. If that happens, I'm thrilled. Tight end? Nah, Benson not the only one I liked. Yeah, Benson not the only one I like there. So once he's gone, I'm gone. Yeah, but I think Michael Hall, he ends up being Larry Ogunjobi type level player, which we seen Larry Ogunjobi evolve into a great defensive tackle at Baltimore. Not Baltimore, in Pittsburgh. Wide receiver still an option? Oh my goodness, says maturity is the reason Perion was a 4th rounder, not a 2nd rounder like Michael Hall, who had a great season 2022. Go Blue, though. Ooh, Michigan fan. Michigan, that's crazy. Like, that's how happy Michigan fans are right now. They giving props to Ohio State players. Hey, Ohio State fans, y'all hear that? Michigan does not find you as a threat anymore. Michigan does not find you as a threat anymore, man. They happy for you. That's nuts. Remember when Ohio State fans used to be happy for Michigan? The tables done turned. Crazy. Crazy. All right, so Blake Fisher just went to the Texans. That's one tackle off the board. Blake Fisher's off. Kingsley's still available. But there's going to be a run here soon on tackle, right? Like maybe Baltimore considers tackle. I think they took a tackle. Did they take Guyton in the first round? Who did Baltimore take in the first? Baltimore took... No, they took a corner. So Baltimore's definitely going to take a tackle here. They're going to take a tackle or they're going to take Christian Haynes. Baltimore's going to take a tackle. I'm 100% sure. And I hope it's not Rosengarten. Baltimore's going to take a tackle. Christian Haynes probably doesn't make it past 61. Y'all said I'm stirring it up again. What you mean? What you mean? What you mean, man? Remember when Ohio State fans used to talk about Michigan like I need them to get good again so the rivalry feels fun? Almost days, man. Ooh, now they doing you like that, man. Hey, Ryan Day, they don't believe in you. What are you made of? You got to show it. You got to show it. You got to show them, Ryan Day. Because these Michigan fans are no longer afraid of the scarlet and gray. I didn't think I'd see the day that Michigan fans just out here like, yeah, man, good for them. Woo! Woo! It's tough. It's tough. Hey, I don't know how I would take that, man. That's tough. All right. Yeah, look, a tackle's coming off the board here with Baltimore. Hopefully they do something crazy like take Dominic Puny. Like maybe they do something like that. Okay, Lawrence. Lawrence talk about 9 straight versus 3 straight. Okay, Lawrence, you puffing your chest out. All I know is YSU alumni. Well, he's not an alumni. YSU former president Jim Trestle would never let this happen. You know, y'all need to get a Penguin back on them sidelines in Columbus. That's what I need. Y'all need to go back to Youngstown and get you a coach. Because Ryan Day ain't got that. He ain't got it. He ain't got it in him. Y'all wasn't losing to Michigan when Jim Trestle was there, man. When y'all had a Penguin up and down them sidelines. Y'all didn't lose to Michigan. But Jim Trestle lost once. Man, but y'all let these SEC boys take over, man. Now y'all got all these Florida kids out here don't know how to beat Michigan no more. Damn shame. Damn shame. Fight back. Fight back, Ohio State. Fight back, Ohio State. Get Vrabel. Get somebody, man. Fight back. I'm tired of seeing Ohio State lose to Michigan. Three years in a row. Y'all done let Jim Harbaugh go to the NFL, man. It's rough. It's rough. It's rough. And then y'all let his homeboy beat y'all. That was the ridiculous part. Like when Ryan Day lost to Jim Harbaugh's blunt roller, that's when I lost respect for Ryan Day. Like you can't outcoach him. Mister, I'm gonna take the charge for you, Jim. Like you can't beat that dude. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right, no spam in chat. No spam in chat. All right, we're gonna have to time homeboy out. Let's see if I get to it before Ray Rags. Yep. Chip Kelly to the rescue is crazy. All right, Cole Bishop just went off the board, y'all. That's rough. That's rough. I don't know if you said that unironically or not, man. Yeah, the Browns trade up, we look at about at 75. About to move up at 75. So we're a little bit out. If these tackles survive past Baltimore, I think the Browns are in business. Oh my goodness. Larry Glanville to the rescue. Y'all, like, hey, chat, for real, if you're an Ohio State fan, let me know, like, do y'all still think Ryan Day should be the coach or not? Like, I want to know on a popularity level where Ryan Day is as far as what y'all think of him. Oh my goodness, with the super chat in the meantime saying, I don't know though. Michael Hall Jr. was a non-factor when Michigan was running all over Ohio. Fake with Corum and Edwards. Hey man. That's crazy. Yeah, y'all chat. Let me stop instigating. Let me stop instigating. Woo. So no Ryan Day. It seems like a lot of people are out on Ryan Day right now. 4th year's the charm. Ryan Day's numbered. Mike Vrabel on deck. Maybe. I'm shocked that, like, he didn't get fired after losing this year. Because last year it seemed like it was close to happening. I can't believe he lost that game and then still didn't get fired. And then I think he lost against Missouri too, but like it was a bowl game nobody cared about, but it's still like, damn, man, show some pride. Oh, okay. Somebody brought up Missouri. Hey, I hope Ohio State gets better because the college football is better when Ohio State and Michigan is competitive. I hope they get better, man. I hope Ryan Day figures it out so they can start trading blows again. I'm tired with it being one-sided. You know, Ohio State one-sided, now Michigan one-sided. It needs to be competitive. All right, so another corner just went. Buffalo went Cole Bishop. Detroit went Cole. All right, so if these tackles make it out of this 3rd round, the Browns are in business. The Browns are in business. Yeah, Eric Rankstraw, corner, out of the University of Missouri. I wonder if he played in that bowl game. Chip Kelly brought UCLA's program back from the dead. Is that true? Like, serious question. Is that true? Did Chip Kelly bring their program out the dead? Or did Chip Kelly win like 5 to 7 games at UCLA? They wasn't back. Like, at no point when we talk about UCLA being one of the best teams in the country. How big is the drop-off between Roger Rosengarten and Christian Jones? I don't know if Christian Jones is a starter eventually in the NFL. I am confident that Roger Rosengarten's a starter in the NFL. That's the drop-off, right? Christian Jones would be somebody that the plan would be for them to be Chris Hubbard and maybe start. Roger Rosengarten definitely starts. Kingsley Suamataia definitely has the potential to start. Karan Amagaji, somebody who could definitely start if he transfers well. Really would have loved to see him at the Senior Bowl. Could the Browns take a guard? Christian Haynes is still there, which means Cooper Beebe's going to be there, which means Mason McCormick's going to be there. So, I mean, a lot of options. Ohio State fans get mad about that. Oh, my boy Quiet came back with the same account. All right. Put that dude on 30-minute timeout. Yeah, Big Ten's going to be crazy. Big Ten's going to be crazy. Oh, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Oh, it's gross. That is gross, dog. Gross. I hate y'all. I hate y'all. I hate Baltimore, man. Could the Browns take a guard maybe? Joe, yeah, they could definitely take a guard. I think they want to leave here with the guard and the tackle. But they just took my favorite tackle in this draft. Roger Rosengarten just went to the Baltimore Ravens. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew they were going to take a tackle. I was praying that they would take Patrick Paul. Dog, that hurts. That hurts. They done took my boy. Damn. All right, man. If I get another one of these, I'm going to have to ban the word Michigan from chat. Is that what I'm really going to have to do? Damn. 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 Man, and the draft. I hope you're right. I hope Miles is. I hope he sucks. But he doesn't. He doesn't suck. It's such a big upgrade over Falele. Man, it's not just that they get Roger Rosengarten. It's that it takes Falele off the field. Like, damn. 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 Y'all said that happened because I was making fun of Ohio State? Wasn't even making fun of Ohio State. Making fun of Ryan Day. Damn. That's nuts. Well, Baltimore fans, you got an excellent tackle. I think he can play left. I think he can play right. Great technique, good hands, has an anchor, really knows how to ride through contact, finishes plays. He's going to be a good tackle. That's going to be a hell of a pick, man. Damn. Damn. It hurts, too, that Blake Fisher gone, man, too. Oh. It would suck if the Ravens got Roger Rosengarten. How do the Ohio State Jazz feel now? Yeah. I'm going to leave Ohio State alone now. Damn. All right. Hey, Cody, you want to be a moderator so you can block him every time he comes up? Yeah, he's good, man. He's good. There's no way I can shit on that pick. That's a really good pick for Baltimore. And, of course, Kingsley's gone now. So the Browns ain't getting the tackle. That's it. Like, unless they like Karan, they ain't getting no tackle. Because Kingsley Suamataia just went to Kansas City, which, of course. But I think Kingsley's a bit of a different story. There's more of a projection there. I'm not sure if Kingsley's going to be good, but I see the potential for Kingsley to be. Man, I'm sure that Roger Rosengarten going to be good. Damn. I know Sonny was messing with me all year, talking about how the Ravens going to take him at 50-something. And I was like, he's just trolling me. Sonny just being a funny guy. He wasn't joking. He wasn't fucking joking. Damn. 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 Hurts. That hurts. I really wanted Roger. I was really excited, man. The Falcons GM was quoted as saying, if Penix sits 4 or 5 years, that's a great problem to have. Hey, man, he's drunk. That's drunk. That's drunk. But Kingsley just went, guard. I think the Browns take guard at 85 now. I mean, we're 20 picks out, but guard.
Yeah, I just want to. You think a guy has that? You get frustrated because so the ability to develop.
Oh. Oh. Well, I said the Browns would be in good position if we got to the top of the third and all those tackles were there. Nope. I mean, why trade up now? I mean, the tackles are already gone. We'll probably trade up at 75. Soul Train says 3 years in a row, Baltimore has taken somebody I wanted. Travis Jones, Trent Simpson, Roger Rosengarten. Yeah, they can draft. They can draft certain positions for sure. Wide receiver, not so much, but man, they do a good job with those other spots. Damn. I need another Powerade, dog. Cade Stover? I'm not the biggest fan of Cade Stover. But why not? Why not, right? I'm going to go get a Powerade. Could Atlanta be trying to figure out to try to do a Jordan Love type development with they pick? Hey, correct me if I'm wrong, but Jordan Love was 21 when he was drafted, right? Because he sat for 4 years And he's not 30. How old is he? He's 25. Jordan Love is a year older than Michael Penix. Think about that. So if they do try to do a Jordan Love type development, you talking about not playing him, dude, until he's 28, about to be 29, which is the same age that Deshaun Watson is right now. That's nuts. It's nuts. I don't think the Ohio State players are overrated. I don't think Michael Hall is overrated. I like Michael Hall. I thought they would prioritize tackle. Maybe they think higher of Jed Wills than I do, right? I've been kind of on Jed the last year and a half. But I also think that Mike Hall, like, you know, I think his most common path for him is to be Larry Ogunjobi. And like Larry Ogunjobi's a good player. Yeah, I don't think these Ohio State players are overrated. I disagree with that, Mark. Some of them are, like Tommy Eichenberg, I think is overrated, but I don't think all of them are. I'll be right back, y'all. That's what I get for trolling chat. Kingsley and Roger Rosengarten both gone. That's my fault, huh? Chris Sims thinks Mike Hall can start day one. He can. I don't see the need for him to start day one. The Browns have plenty of good players at defensive tackle. Again, this year's draft wasn't about needing somebody immediately right now. This year's draft was about what they're going to need in the future. Third round started. Renardo Green just went. Watch for the Browns to trade up here. Is Mike Hall from Cleveland or something like that? Why do you say that? Because somebody said he's going to be motivated playing for the Browns. Where's Michael Hall from? Because it's not like it used to be. Like, them Ohio State kids can be from anywhere. It's a different Michael Hall, brother. Yeah, he's 20 years old, super young. Oh, he went to Streetsboro. Yeah, he's from Cleveland. Well, Cleveland area. Streetsboro. Hey, I didn't know that. Good for him. Hometown guy. Played at Ohio State. Happy for him. Think he's a good player. Yeah, think he's a leader too. So, draft them pissed you off? Michael Hall is not a pick that pisses you off. I don't get that. I think people are being a little bit dramatic here. Like, I like Roger Rosengarten more than anybody, but like, I'm not furious. Mark says, I prefer a run-stopping defensive tackle. Maybe they think Siaki Ika can still do that. I don't, but maybe they think that, right? And maybe I'm wrong on that one. Tommy Togiai just wasn't talented. He was plenty motivated. He just wasn't NFL talent. I think that was pretty evident early on in his career. I don't think that's the issue with Michael Hall. Michael Hall has multiple NFL traits. The issue with Michael Hall is just consistency, right? You want to see him play at that level he flashes at consistently. He did a little bit more of that last year at Ohio State, but you want to see it on a consistent basis. You just didn't get to see it. Like, even at the Senior Bowl, he came out, his first 2 reps were impossibly good. And then he kind of cooled down for the rest of the Senior Bowl, right? Malachi Corley just went wide receiver out of Western Kentucky. Guy been getting Deebo Samuel comps. Just went to the Jets in the 3rd round. I don't know if Ika gonna get cut. I don't think they cut him. Like, we gotta remember, this Andrew Berry we talk about. This is the same dude who gave like Anthony Schwartz 4 years to make it work. I don't think he cuts a guy in 1 season unless he proves himself to be an issue. Yeah, we used to play Streetsboro in baseball all the time. And it never went well, but we used to play them all the time. It's like, it's out near Solon, right? Isn't Streetsboro, like, somebody tell me. I'm not familiar with once you get out the Heights in the Cleveland area. But Streetsboro is like near Solon, right? Not 100% sure. But we're starting the 3rd round. They honoring the troops right now. Yeah, I don't know if Ika starts over anybody, but you know. Oh, it's near Kent, Twinsburg. Okay. Okay, Akron, Kent. So it's near like Richfield. That's where it's near like Richfield, or is it like to the east of that? Down the street from Kent State. Over towards Kent. Like, there's a chance he watched the Browns growing up. I'm pretty sure he gonna lie in that press conference and say he liked the Browns. And if he's smart, tell that lie. Tell that lie, Michael Hall. Like, I don't know if it's true or not, but I would tell the lie. Aurora, yeah, Twinsburg, Kent, Hudson, that area for sure. Yeah, that's close enough to where if you lived in Cleveland, you know somebody who's been there or you had to play them in high school. So that's Cleveland, right? That's not like when they try to act like Ben Roethlisberger was a Browns fan and he went to Lima. That just be lies. Or would they do that with Brady Quinn? They tried to act like he was like from Pickerington or some shit like that. Like, that's nowhere near Cleveland. But that's Cleveland. That's as Cleveland as Nordonia with Denzel Ward or Willoughby south of Kareem Hunt. They've been getting a lot of local guys on the team lately, huh? That's good. Geauga Lake. That was dope. That was dope. All right, Trey Benson just went to Arizona. Trey Benson's gone. Kenneth Jones says, Michael Hall played next to my son at Streetsboro at senior year. He is a Browns fan. Well, good on that. Good on that. Yeah, Brady Quinn went to Dublin. That's where it was. Dublin, Ohio. Macedonia's Cleveland. I knew people who went to Macedonia when I was in high school. That's Cleveland. That's Cleveland-ish. Like, you are still expected to do the Cleveland stuff when you in Macedonia. Twinsburg. It's the edges, but it's Cleveland. It's definitely Cleveland. Ain't nothing wrong with Nordonia. I do think it's weird that y'all call it Nordonia instead of Macedonia High School. I don't know what the reasoning is behind that, but that always struck me as weird. But, you know. Is that Braylon Edwards on my screen? And Braylon Edwards being a Jets legend is hilarious. Like, LeBron truly knocked him out of Cleveland. And Malachi Corley is a yak god. Soul Train puts an end to the Tommy Togiai Michael Hall comparisons. Tells us Tommy Togiai ran a 4.98. Michael Hall ran a 4.75. And correct me if I'm wrong, Michael Hall is significantly like larger than Tommy Togiai. Thank you for the super chat, Soul Train. And for the information. Now, look, Ohio State fans, Michigan fans, we can all agree on something. Braylon Edwards could not catch. Right? Can we put down the guns and admit that Braylon Edwards could not catch a routine pass to save his life? If LeBron with Akron is Cleveland and Streetsboro is Cleveland. See, it's different though, because Akron kind of has its own like subculture. Right? Like Akron Canton is kind of his own thing. It's associated with Cleveland because they don't have any sports teams in Akron. So they're kind of associated. Streetsboro, they're more associated with Cleveland than they are like Akron, I think. Right? Am I wrong? I don't know. Somebody who's more familiar with that whole dynamic down there, tell me. Northfield plus Macedonia equals Nordonia. That's why they call it that? I just thought they were weird. I'm glad I know that now. That Booger McFarland? Yeah, so Trey Benson and Brandon Coleman just went from TCU, which is a tackle, but not one of the tackles I cared about. Lorraine is kind of Cleveland because this is not a good metric, but when I played sports in high school, we played Lorraine, so Lorraine's kind of Cleveland, right? Because if you in the LEL, you got to be Cleveland-ish. By the way, the LEL was wild. We had Lakewood. I mean, not Lakewood, Mentor in there. Like, why was Mentor in the same conference for a long period of time as Maple in Bedford, in Warrensville, in Shaw? Someone said Braylon Edwards top 10 Browns wide receiver of all time? I don't know about that. All time? Like we including like the Leatherheads? No. He don't belong on no list with Paul Warfield. Stop this, chat. Stop this. Yeah, Lorraine is Cleveland-ish. Like, it's definitely a hike. But it's... Yeah. We were playing Mentor Talk. It didn't make any sense. Youngstown is not Cleveland. Okay, Youngstown is Youngstown. Youngstown is his own thing. Because Youngstown got a lot of Pittsburgh in it, too. It's got a lot of Cleveland in it. It's got a lot of Pittsburgh in it. It's a mix. Like, you can go to Primanti's Brothers and then get a wing special with sauce on everything. It's a truly wonderful place. For me, I love Youngstown, but it's the only place where you can go to Primanti Brothers, which is a Pittsburgh staple, and it gets sauce on everything. Like, if you know, you know. All right, so another tackle just went. Caden Wallace. Painesville. The whole state is Cleveland. Warren is definitely Youngstown. Like, Warren is 1,000% Youngstown. Maurice Claret went to Warren. Well, no, Maurice Claret went to Warren, right? And he's from Youngstown. Yeah, Warren is 1,000% Youngstown. That's how they feel about it. If you go to Youngstown, you talk to people who went to Warren, they rep Youngstown. That's definitely Youngstown. Same thing with Canfield, and same thing with, I'm forgetting the other. What is the other city in there? Starts with a B in Youngstown. Somebody tell me. I remember when I went to Warren G. Hardin the first time to play them in baseball in high school. I woke up from sleep because it's like an hour drive to play Warren G. Hardin. I don't know why we were playing Warren G. Hardin. I think we were in the same conference as Warren G. Hardin for baseball. I went to sleep. It was like an hour drive. I woke up and it looked like the city of Cleveland because they had a bunch of those double-decker houses, but with more space. So it looked like you just stretched the city of Cleveland into a wider aspect ratio. And it threw me off. Warren. Oh, Boardman. That's it. Boardman. Yes. By the way, shout out the Hot Heads burritos, man. That's my favorite burrito joint. If I'm ever in Cleveland, I always go to Hot Heads burrito. # not sponsored. I just like Hot Head sauce. Go ahead and get you some Hot Heads, man. This shit is fire. I want them to stay in business. I like going there. You can tell when the Browns ain't picking because we just be talking about some bullshit. Like we just be talking about anything. Few baseball tournaments in Canfield. All of the 3-3-0s, Youngstown. Pretty much. Youngstown is like its own little state. Like, because it's truly a unique mix of both Pittsburgh. Like, you can run into somebody who sounds like they from Cleveland. And then you can run into somebody who sounds like they from South Pittsburgh and they talk like somebody from Maryland. It is a crazy place. Like, a crazy place. And they got their own news channels. Like, that's my bar for being in Cleveland. If you don't get Fox 8, News 5, WKYC number 3, with 19 News, Action News. If you don't get those channels, it's not Cleveland. That's the bar. How about that? Do we agree on that, chat? If you don't get Kicking It with Kenny, okay? If Kenny Crumpton don't pop up on your screen at 6 a.m. because you don't have access to that local channel, it's not Cleveland. That is the bar. Can we agree on that one? Yeah, that's why Jim Trestle called it the state of Youngstown. I got a funny story about Jim Trestle. So Jim Trestle became the president of YSU, I think my second year I was there. And Jim Trestle, one of the best people at being famous I've ever seen, really good at being famous, knew he was famous, knew he was Jim Trestle, and would act like it. He would roll around campus in this golf cart, right? And he would be patrolling. And if he saw you on YSU's campus with a bigger college's hoodie on, he would stop the cart, walk up to you, chest all out like he's Jim Trestle, and be like, young man, do you go to, like if you had Ohio State hoodie on, he'd be like, do you go to Ohio State? And you'd be like, no, I go to Youngstown State. And then he'd be like, so why are you wearing Ohio State merch on this campus? Go to the bookstore and get you a Youngstown State hoodie. And people would do it. That's how Jim works, man. Jim got gangsta in him. He just approach people and just tell them how they feel. Appreciate the super chat. Because Akron gets its own news channel. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like, Akron got its own news. Does Lorraine get their own news channels? Like, do y'all get Kicking It with Kenny in Lorraine, Ohio? Do y'all get Fox 8 or do y'all got like Fox 15 or some bullshit like that? No, yeah, Jim Trestle stopped me and made me stop wearing Ohio State hoodies. That's why I don't rock with Ohio State no more. Jim Trestle told me to stop it. I was like, all right, Jim told me to not watch Ohio State no more. I guess I'm not watching Ohio State. Is what it is. Yeah, Akron 23 News. That's good branding. Do you get all the Cleveland news channels in Akron plus Akron news channels? Like, if you get Akron Action News, then it's not Cleveland. I'm sorry. Okay, Fox 8 and Akron and Lorraine. So they Cleveland. They Cleveland then. That's how you acknowledge. That's the cutoff. You don't get Fox 8, you're not Cleveland. Hey, man, look, he would just walk around and tell you this stuff. Jim Trestle would show up at an incident. Like, he would just pull up in the cart like he the police. Like, he was a very interesting president of Youngstown. Like, I got to meet him a couple times, and I 100% understand how he got the best out of Maurice Claret. Lauren said that Akron is Cleveland's cousin. Like, yeah, Youngstown got KBN and a bunch of different news channels. So Youngstown is definitely not Cleveland. Did Akron used to have his own news channels, though? Because I feel like Akron should have his own news channels. They got a sports team and shit. Who just went? Junior Colson just went. Another Browns target. Andrew Phillips just went. Who's available? Let's see best available. Interior offensive line, Christian Haynes still there. I think you got a lot of good options there at guard. Kieran's there. And then the next tackle I would have is probably Christian Jones. But I don't feel great about Kieran at that spot. Damn, Q, who hurt you has been answered. Nobody hurt me. I'm just going to ask you this. Mighty, I'm going to ask you this question. If Jim Trestle, who at that point was the only guy you ever seen get Ohio State to a national championship, if that man pulled up and told you you need to not be rocking with Ohio State no more, you about to root for them? You about to root for them? If Jim Trestle hit you with the "you ain't even go there" argument, Jim Trestle, you just gonna stop rocking with them, dog. It's like that. It's like that. That man won a national championship there. If he's telling me I can't root for them, dog, I'm not about to do it. I remember I had the most ratchet hookah bar experience of all time in Akron. I almost died at the hookah bar in Akron. Not because I almost got shot or nothing, but because somebody decided they was going to throw their hookah off the second level of this bar, and it landed right in front of me. Also, there was some dude there that was trying to rap to me. That's what I remember about Akron. Also, there was a 24-hour brew-through. That's my whole memory of Akron. 24-hour brew through, really ratchet hookah bar. And also, I saw somebody get stomped out and the party didn't stop. That happened in another trip to Akron. Junior Colson went, damn. Isaac Adams went. All right, if the Browns want to tackle, they're going to have to move up, man. Toledo is not Cleveland. Toledo is Detroit South. Toledo is 100% Detroit South. They listen to T Grizzly out there and all them Detroit rappers. Toledo is not Cleveland. It's less Cleveland than Youngstown. Mentor isn't Cleveland. Look, the chat just going crazy on what's Cleveland and what's not Cleveland. Hey, Fog Raw said the 24-hour brew through is the most dangerous area of Akron too. That area of Akron is known for where most of the shooting. Yeah, it felt like it. It felt like it, but Shorty really wanted a beer. Like, I had to go through the brew through. The shit you do at 19 because they don't check ID. Akron is country and city at the same time. I can't explain it. It's like when Ohio, it's like if Ohio, if the corn, like the corn area of Ohio and like the Cleveland parts of Ohio, they mix there. And it's like a country hood. That's what it feel like. It feel like a country hood over there. Yeah, Cincinnati is definitely Kentucky. Nobody's debating that. Trevin Wallace just went. Yeah, Toledo's 1,000% Detroit. Did you ever go through Girard? That's where I'm from when I was at YSU. It's right next to Youngstown. Yeah, man, I think you got to go through Girard just to get to Walmart. Yeah, I was there for 4 years, and I lived on campus for a year round. I've been everywhere in Youngstown. Yeah, I don't even know why we went to more of a Michigan over Toledo. They could have that. They could have that. I don't know why we fought over that. Oh my goodness. But yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've been to camp. I went to camp for Halloween once when I was in college. No, twice. I went to camp for Halloween twice, and then I went to OU for Halloween 1 year. And then I just got tired of Halloween parties, I think, by my senior year. But yeah, I went to camp twice in OU. And I'm not going to lie, I had a better time at camp, but that's because I actually knew people who went to camp. I knew not one soul that went to Ohio University. All of Ohio is just Columbus, really. I disagree with that. Here's what Ohio is. Ohio is Cleveland, then there's Youngstown, and then there's whatever's on that other side of Ohio near Indiana. I don't know much about it. There's Cincinnati, that's really Kentucky. Then there's Columbus, right? Everything in between that is Mississippi. So Ohio is like a bunch of cities with Mississippi surrounding it. That's what it is. Because if you stop between Youngstown and Cleveland, you might as well be in Mississippi. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever stopped your car in between Cleveland and Columbus, but let me tell you, it don't feel like Columbus, okay? And it don't feel like Cleveland. And look, here's why I say this. I worked in Chillicothe after my senior year in college. And when I was working in Chillicothe, my homeboy who went to school at Ole Miss was in the car with me. And we was driving around and he just yells out, "Fuck, I'm just in Mississippi again." Because he looked around and he was like, "This is Mississippi. This is the same thing as Mississippi, except for it snows." Like that's what most of Ohio is Mississippi. There's some nice cities in between that though. But don't tell me, you just telling me right now you've never stopped your car between Cleveland and Columbus if you think everything is Columbus. No. You know Columbus. Like, you know Columbus is getting near when you driving through Ohio because it don't look like Columbus for most of that drive. The Amish Mafia is nuts. The Amish Mafia is nuts. But yeah, surprisingly large Amish community in Ohio. And I'm not even gonna lie, the drive from Warren to Youngstown, like if you stop your car in between that drive, part of that looked like Mississippi too, man. Like it don't take much space for it to turn to Mississippi. Like that's just our default state. If we don't develop anywhere in Ohio, it just turns into Mississippi. Cincinnati is truly Kentucky. You right about that. Once again, Q, I would say you want to see some insane high school stats, go look up Mark Wade. He was second in the country in total yards his senior year and led us to our state appearance. He had 6,000 plus yards. I remember the name Mark Wade because like there's a lot of stuff in Youngstown that has his name on it. But yeah, he's definitely a legend out there. Dog, here's how I know Ohio is Mississippi with some cities in it. I lose phone signal still when I drive through Ohio. Like there are parts of Ohio where you just don't got signal for like 20 minutes. That is not that's not Columbus shit, dog. Okay. Ain't got no cell tower. You can see all the stars. Like, I don't know how many of y'all from the city, but if you are from the city and you've ever like looked up when you are away from the city and like in the middle of Ohio and you see them stars, it is shocking how much shit is up there. Like first time I did it, I was in Chillicothe. I looked up, saw them stars, and I was just like, whoa. Because you don't see none of them stars in Cleveland. There's too much light pollution. Peyton Wilson, he's still there. Cooper Beebe just went. Cooper Beebe's gone. Christian Haynes still there, though. Nah, I got Verizon, dog. They just ain't got cell service. 75 total touchdowns is crazy. Was that back when YSU was like low-key running a triple option? They're not really running a triple option, but they was just running out the gun. Jackson Bolin says, no way, Q. I'm from Chillicothe. How'd you like it? I got pulled over going to a Walmart once. I did not like my time at Chillicothe. I got pulled over for turning into a Walmart. Nah, I was not a fan of it. But I'm glad you are excited. Oh, Fog Raw, you saw the play called Tecumseh. I was in that one time. That's why I was in Chillicothe. I remember to get my haircut. I remember my homeboy wanted to get his haircut. We was in Chillicothe. And we was looking for the barbershops that would cut us. And he took me to where he got his haircut. And I swear to God, he got his haircut like under a tent in like somebody's food truck area. I was like, this is not happening right now. My man said, I grew up in rural Georgia and now I live in rural Ohio. It's the same. Yep. It's the same. Cricket is better than Verizon now? Appreciate the super chat, Jackson. Hey, we might be able to get Christian Haynes here. Christian Haynes still there. Breland Trice just went. Good with that. All right, now the Browns should consider moving up because who's looking for guard? Guard. Pittsburgh not going to take a tackle. Shit, you might be able to get who you want to tackle too. Christian Haynes, if he's there. I'm going Christian Haynes. Yeah, that's who I would pick here. Christian Haynes. Yeah, Christian Haynes. That'd be the pick. Who y'all want? Troy Franklin's still on the board. You think Karan? Y'all thinking Karan? Karan Omagaji? By the way, it's pronounced Karan, not Kyron. I found that out on Yale's website. Oh, yeah, the Shawshank Redemption did happen in Mansfield. I remember hearing about that. By the way, Shawshank Redemption is like a top 10. It's on like a random movie channel, and then you catch it like 30 minutes in, and you watch it all the way through movie. I don't know what to categorize that as, but like every time Shawshank was on, I would watch it. Breland Trice just went to Atlanta. I don't think they're taking a running back. I don't think they're taking a running back. Maybe in round 4 they take him. I don't know. I don't think they like any of these running backs, and the later they wait, the less likely they take one. A channel surfing movie. Super rewatchable. Yeah, Christian Haynes would be my pick here. We have no more picks at the 85. Unless they trade up, they are done at the 85. And so am I, because it's almost 10 o'clock. You think Blake Corum? I don't get the hype on Blake Corum, to be honest with y'all. But yeah, I'm not a big fan, but I don't blame people. I could walk to prison from my dad's house. Oh, you okay, Jack? I think Franklin is too small. I don't know. I just think they don't think he's good. If like too small is not a big issue. Like if they just don't think you good, then that's the issue. Now, let's get a guard and get up out of here. Karan Amagaji just went. Yeah, let's get a guard and get up out of here. Yeah, Karan's out at 75. Let's get a guard and get out of here. And you can move up and get Christian Jones in the 4th. Get a guard and get out of here. Let's go Christian Haynes. Christian Haynes and get out of here. Christian Haynes or Mason McCormick. That's what I'm looking at. Those two guys. Let's get guard and get out of here. Nah, no wideout. I mean, Roman Wilson is there, but how different is Roman Wilson and David Bell? Y'all still arguing about if Toledo is Detroit or not? Yeah, I like the Michael Hall pick, man. I thought there were some other players I would have been more thrilled with Roger, but I'm not mad at this pick. Fremont, Ohio, home of Charles Woodson? Can't say I have. Maybe I drove through it, but can't say I have, Matt. By the way, first super live on the stream. Appreciate you, Matt Miller. You think Jatavion Sanders? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I take Christian Haynes and get the hell out of here. That's what I would do. If he's there at 85, take him and get the hell out of here. Honestly, wouldn't mind moving up, right? Just go ahead, get a good player, get out of here. You think they're going to trade down? Appreciate the super chat again, Mike. Matt Miller. The Icebox McNeil. No Troy Franklin. I'm good. I'm good on Troy. I'm good on Troy. I'm good on Is DTR being traded still on the table? No, because these teams went nuts and took Bo Nix in the first round. Like it's off the table. Nobody's gonna trade for him now. No. So maybe something happens in camp. Someone trades for him. But as far as anybody going at them at the draft, not after you take Bo Nix 12th overall. At least we didn't lose Newsom. We were never trading Greg Newsom to move up and get Michael Hall. To move up out of 54. That was never gonna happen. All right, Jonah Elias just went. The Raiders are on the clock here. We'll see. I'm gonna go check and see if there's any smoke for the Browns trading up. The pick that's on the clock right now is 77. 77 is on the clock right now. Yeah, Karan just went. Who ran a 4-4 out of you? Delmar Glaze just went. Wow. What is wrong with Christian Haynes to these people? Because Delmar Glaze is going to be a guard, right? That's surprising to me. Delmar Glaze over both Haynes and McCormick is surprising. Yeah, so Delmar Glaze just went with the Raiders. So we're on pick 78. Still strong chance of guards there. Chris Gustafaro says through a super chat, hey Q, just wanted to say wanted Miles to win Defensive Player of the Year, not only because he deserved it, but also to see Steeler fans have a meltdown, and I wasn't disappointed. Hey man, I bet it was great when you saw TJ Watt join the meltdown. Can't believe he did that still to this day. Like, what kind of hater shit is that? The Steelers do pick right before us. Arizona could take a guard. And honestly, any of the teams ahead of us could take a guard. I wouldn't mind moving up here if it just means you throwing away 206 or something like that, or 227 to move up here. I really wouldn't mind that. I'm not a big fan of Peyton Wilson. Junior Colson, I thought was a better prospect. He's gone. Edgerrin Cooper was a better prospect. He's gone. And I mean, at this point, I'm out on linebacker. I wasn't big in on Peyton Wilson. Appreciate the super chat, Chris. Jermaine Burton, maybe. That's who people thought the Browns would go with here originally. It wouldn't surprise me they went Jermaine Burton. I just think Christian Haynes being there at 85, I mean, like, you got to take it. But if he's not there, I think they sit there and just take Jermaine Burton. Expert JK says, I wanted Karan so bad. Yeah, well, just didn't happen. Jermaine Burton, y'all feeling Jermaine Burton? If y'all like Peyton Wilson, I mean, Peyton Wilson wouldn't be bad here. What's up, Q? Even busier draft day tomorrow. They got the Cavs playing early in the draft. Hopefully, it'll be a good day for both the Browns and the Cavs. Hopefully, it's better than it was yesterday. Feeling Dangerously has joined and got himself a membership as well. Appreciate that. The Texans are on the clock here at 78. Seems like they have picked a player already. Yep, the pick is in. We'll see what the pick is in a second. See what the pick is in a second. Troy Franklin going to take over for Cooper the year. I don't know, man. I don't know. People I trust that watch tape on him don't love him at all. Did the pick go in yet? It'll go in. We should know this pick by now. Cincinnati might take a go. All right. Nope. Pick's not in for that one. They're going to write up on Delmar Glaze. That's surprising. It's a Delmar Glaze. Do they think he played tackle or something like that? Y'all think Delmar Glaze can play tackle? All right, the pick is in for the Texans. You think Jatavion Sanders? All right, they took Kalen Bullock, safety out of USC. So we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 picks out, 6 picks out. The Colts are on the clock. Yeah, a 540 is crazy. Like, for you to be 6 foot and you run a 540 is nuts. It's insane. Let's see here. So Kalen Bullock off the board. Rounds out the Colts, the Bengals, the Seahawks, the Cardinals, and the Rams, and the Steelers ahead of them. Steelers not really going to be somebody who's going to take a guard. The Bengals might. Well, the Colts just took Matt Goncalves. So they took a tackle. Interesting. So it's the Bengals. The Bengals could take a guard. And then Seattle, Arizona could. I think Arizona might go after Jatavion or Troy Franklin. I think Peyton Wilson comes off the board here with Seattle. And then I don't think you have to worry about LA. So I think there's a good chance that Christian Haynes just ends up to you at 85. If that's the case, I take it. Let me look at Michael Hall's measurables. I hear people saying he's undersized. I want to see if that. I don't think he's undersized. I just don't think he's not a giant. Yeah, he's 6'3", 290. That's not undersized. Who says he's undersized? Michael Hall is 6'3", 290 with 33 and a half inch arms and 10-inch hands. He is definitely not undersized. Hey, I'm just going to show y'all if I could get this shit in focus. Yes, that's definitely not undersized. Like, he's not 6'6" or nothing, but that's not undersized. For defensive tackle, like Tommy Togiai was like 6'2", and then like what 270 or some shit like that. He's 290, but he's like what 20 years old. Jermaine Burton off the board here for Cincinnati. Wow, Jermaine Burton's gone. So that seals it for me. Jermaine Burton was the only one I was debating that about. Christian Haynes is gone. I don't know what the hell they're going to do now. Yeah, he's 10 pounds less than 300. Like, that's being super arbitrary. Yeah, Seattle just took Haynes. Damn. Damn. Would you have taken Roger Rosengarten over Michael Hall at 54? Would I have done it? More than likely, yes. But if they don't like the player as much as I do, then they took Michael Hall over him. I don't think I'm going to be, like, I'm not going to say I'm more right than Andrew Berry is. But, yeah, I would have took Roger over him. But I'm not going to shit on the pick just because it's not what I would have done. Mm. 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 Damn. Damn. It's coming so close, too. I mean, anything's on the table here at 85 now. They could take McCormick. They can take anybody, but yeah, damn. Damn, yeah, anything's on the board now. I have no clue what they're gonna do at 80. At this point, why trade up? Damn. That's a back-to-back double damn. All right. Yeah, let's just see who's there at 85. I'm fine with trading back now. Trade back if you get a package. If somebody wants to do it, trade back. Somebody wants Troy Franklin really bad, trade back for him. Yeah, I would trade back. I don't know, man. Brandon Rice, here's the thing about Brandon Rice. Brandon Rice looks great. When you see him in person, he catches your eye. When you see him run a route on air, he catches your eyes. When you see him play football, catches your eyes, but not in a great way. He has all the tools to be a great player. I'm not sure if he realizes them, but he has all the tools. Damn, Christian Haynes is gone. Yeah, I don't like Zak Zinter. So Tip Riemann just went tight end out of Illinois. Wonder who the Browns go here. I'm legitimately curious on who the Browns will go with here at 85. Make sure I hit that like button. Make sure I hit that subscribe button. I'm going to use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back in about a couple minutes. Got back in time to see television announce that Christian Haynes just went. Trade for a second next year outright. Whoa, can you do that? Nobody's giving up a second next year, right? Maybe like a third and 2/4, some shit like that, but nobody gonna give you a second. Damn. Blake Corum gone for the Rams. That makes sense. Well, no, that's the other LA team. Blake Corum goes to the other LA team, which is kind of hilarious. All right, Pittsburgh on the clock here. All right. Once this Pittsburgh pick goes up, I'm going to have to go back to the television feed. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at Peyton Wilson here. Hell, even throwing a flyer on Troy Franklin, why not? It's a third-round pick. But yeah, now that Haynes is gone, I mean, I don't got anybody that I'm like, yeah, we need to get him. Damn. New drinking game. Every time Q says, damn, y'all gonna die. Like, y'all trying to die. Like, my guy Mark says, what kind of tight ends do you think? More of a blocking or receiving tight end? If you're going to draft a tight end in the third round, you shouldn't draft a blocking tight end. Like, just get somebody you think can have the potential to receive. The only tight end that makes sense to me right now is Jatavion Sanders. I'm not pounding the table for that. I'm just saying that's the only one that makes sense to me. Pittsburgh's on the clock right now. Appreciate the super chat, Mike. I mean, the way tackles have been going, you can take Christian Jones here. I wouldn't be mad at that at all. I like Christian Jones. What type of tight end do you think? Oh, yeah, I already got that one. Appreciate that super chat, Mark. Roman Wilson just went to Pittsburgh. Roman Wilson. All right, so let's move this to 49ers so we don't spoil the Browns pick. Yeah, Roman Wilson just went to Pittsburgh. Small, I just fixed that. Yeah, we not gonna have it spoiled here. We not gonna have it. Don't you worry. Not gonna have it spoiled. Think Christian Jones here? Wouldn't surprise me. I'm just interested to see what the Browns do here at 85 if they stay there. I wouldn't be surprised with the trade back. I wouldn't be surprised with literally anything that they do. Yeah, Blake Corum and Roman Wilson going back to back. Monte Ball. I ain't heard that name in a long ass time. Monte Ball. He ain't do a single damn thing in college. I mean, in the pros. Damn, they ain't even gonna show Roman Wilson getting selected. We had that part of the draft already. Q, not on the exercise bike for the Browns pick. Last time I was on the exercise bike for the Browns pick, we got Siaki Ika. Y'all want me to do that again? Y'all want me to get on the bike? I'll get on the bike tomorrow. I know you already talked about it, but I'm still in shock the Broncos took Bo Nix, and Broncos fans are excited about it. I'm not shocked that the Broncos did that or that Bronco fans are excited about that. I mean, look at the guys we've talked ourselves into over the years, right? We talked ourselves into Brandon Wheaton. We talked ourselves into Charlie Fry. We talked ourselves into a bunch of bullshit, right? Like, it's not hard to convince yourself of something or get excited about something because they just desperate for somebody to play quarterback for them. But I don't think it's it, and I don't think they'll be excited for it in a couple years. I mean, we saw Pittsburgh get excited about Kenny Pickett, and he gave them tiny reasons to be excited about him, right? So, yeah, it's just going to be what it's going to be. Fans are always going to get excited when you draft the quarterback in the top of the first round. Even if they don't like the quarterback that you took, people will eventually get on board because they don't want the team to suck. And if you draft a shitty quarterback in the top 10, that's usually what happens. Now, the Browns pick is in. Let's see if they go to it live. We're waiting for the pick to be announced on television. I don't know if that's going to happen. So they're picking here. We'll see who they get. Literally could get anybody here at any position. Troy Franklin really wouldn't surprise me. I wouldn't love it. But Jaden McMillan wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, wait through a commercial break. They really killing me. They really testing. They really testing me. They are testing me. I'm going to stay true to it. We're going to wait for the television. They're going to go to a commercial break. They really trying to test me. I don't know what I can't even look at chat right now. This is torture. I just got to do this for like the next 2 minutes, or else I'm going to spoil this. Let's see the Browns. Something tells me they go wide receiver. Something tells me they go tight end. Something tells me they go guard. Something tells me they go linebacker. That's my 4 positions. My gut feeling is saying that they're going to take Peyton Wilson off the board here. Peyton Wilson or Troy Franklin. I don't know if I would love those picks, but that's what my gut's telling me. I'm going to switch to NFL Network. Oh, Rich Eisen out there putting that Michigan on. You know what? I need Ohio State to be good next year because Michigan is too proud right now. All right, here we go. I mean, I don't mind the position. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. He's a little bit less athletic than I thought they would go for.
In the booth. Program highly guys were they take never.
Yeah, not a bad pick. I don't mind going that guard. I like Mason McCormick a little bit better, but they obviously liked him. So that's how they feel. Might be a good pick. I don't know. They clearly don't like Peyton Wilson. They chose like 2 different guys over him. And AB don't hate linebackers. He just don't like mediocre linebackers. He just might think he's mediocre. No, Zak Zinter's not a who. Y'all not about to do that. But I like Mason McCormick over him, but Zak's not a scrub. Zak's a fine pick for 85. Yeah, I don't mind that one. Let's get back to the Dominic Puny just went. That's a guard. And we're about to close this out. Yeah, I don't know if Zak Zinter like starts for you next year or anything like that. Like I don't think I would get that too ambitious about that. But, you know, I can get why they would like him. He has the big school prowess. He also played against top level competition. I don't think he was at the Senior Bowl, but his tape ain't that bad. It's on the bottom of my screen. Yep. All right. Well, my guy Chris says, honestly, this is all about building depth. Hopefully you can find a starter. I think they feel like Zak Zinter will be a starter eventually, right? When you're talking about the third round, it's not somebody you expect to start year one, but you do hope that there is a path for them to be a starter. Michael Hall is somebody that they're going to expect to start in a year, right? So that's kind of the path for them. Want to make sure everybody hits that like button. Yeah, I'm not mad at the Zak Zinter pick. Let me see if I can pull up some Senior Bowl footage of our guys that we got here in the that. Let's do that. Both of them, I believe, were Senior Bowl guys. Let's go Zak Zinter here. That is funny because That's Good Sports is doing a video talking about how bad the Falcons are for picking Michael Penix like he ain't celebrating Bo Nix. Hey man, I'm happy he's had all of the success he's had, but that is crazy to dunk on Michael Penix and you took Bo Nix. Yeah. Look, I'm always gonna reserve my main criticisms for later, right? You want to see what these guys look like when you get them into camp. You want to see what these guys look like when you get a year under their belt. But, I don't want to be one of these guys who freaks out and declares a pick a bust immediately because that's real easy. But right now, how we feel about a pick matters about the least it's ever gonna matter, right? How you feel about a pick right now means the least it's ever gonna mean, because right now it doesn't matter if you like a pick or not. It doesn't matter if you think that was a steal or not. In a couple of years, it will. But right now, we have nothing to base any of the judgment off of. So, a draft that could be disappointing one year, you might pop on a couple years later and go, hey, we got 3 starters out there draft, right? So you always kind of got to wait and see with drafts. I always judge having those knee-jerk immediate reactions because oftentimes those reactions can feel short-sighted. Look at some Zak Zinter tape. Yeah, I think he hurt his leg against Ohio State, so I don't think he was at the Senior Bowl or anything like that. I'm thinking of Ladarius Henderson, who was also at Michigan. I think he stepped in for him. Did Zak Zinter go against Hall? Who do you think won? They probably did at some point during their careers. Going to be as a hold on. Yeah, you just worry about where he's going to be health wise, but. Yeah, you just worry about where he's going to be health wise. Marshawn Lloyd just went. Nah, you don't have to be a first-round pick to crack a starting position for the Browns. But you do have to be good, right? Like, it's possible. Like, DeJuan Jones started his rookie year. He was a 4th-round pick. But you do need to be good, right? Zak Zinter, like, if he's healthy, he might be good. I mean, he's not going to take a job away from anybody, but you might have really good depth behind Joel, who's had some back issues the last couple of years, and behind Wyatt Teller, who, has been a little bit more inconsistent than you would wish. I think it's a move more for Joel because he's getting older. I'm surprised they didn't have more urgency at tackle, given that they had a lot of opportunity there to get a tackle. I believe Kingsley was still there when they went at 54. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm going to look at that one more time. But I believe Kingsley was there at 54. Yeah, because Kingsley went 63. So I'm surprised they passed up Kingsley to go Michael Hall there. But they felt very strongly about that pick. I don't hate Michael Hall as a prospect. He was one of the guys that I liked in this draft class. I mean, all the guys that they took are guys I liked. They're just not the guys that I loved in the draft class, right? And Zak Zinter, maybe if he does play at the Senior Bowl, I feel very differently, but he was hurt, so he did not play at the Senior Bowl. So yeah, it is what it is. I like Michael Hall at the Senior Bowl. It's just he wasn't consistent for me at the Senior Bowl. That's the only issue, right? The flashes were there. Yeah. But yeah, so far, I mean, we'll see what this draft is. We'll feel better about it during the season if they're right. We will feel worse about it during the season if they're wrong, right? But try not to have too much of a knee-jerk reaction. What I'm going to try to do is just learn as much about these prospects as possible now that I know for a fact they're going to be Cleveland Browns, and really kind of get into the weeds with them now that we know who the Browns are adding. Marshawn Lloyd was pretty fun at the Senior Bowl. Explosive dude. He's going to have some up and downs. Definitely. Yeah. We'll see what they do in day 3. Maybe they get Peyton Wilson in day 3. Maybe they decide that's what they want to do. Maybe they don't. They said as soon as I get off stream, AB is going to trade up. I don't think AB trades up. He pretty much stuck with his board with the Zak Zinter pick. I think he's just going to take who he likes at those spots. I don't think he's really being aggressive right now. I think they're done for the night. I think they're done. I think they're going to move on to do press conferences. I think they're wrapped up for the night. Well, I think someone said, is Schwartz having too much influence on the roster? No. The Browns are going to lean on their defensive coordinator to suggest defensive tackles to them. This happened even when Joe Woods was the defensive coordinator, right? Where they weren't really emphasizing defensive tackle. And when they were getting a specific type of defensive tackle. It's no different, right? They're just doing the same process this time with Jim Schwartz. But since people like Jim Schwartz, people are saying this is a Jim Schwartz pick. But nobody liked Joe Woods, so nobody cared to distinguish that with Joe Woods. We'll take it to about 11. Zinter is a bulldozer of a guard, really good at picking up somebody on the line who messes up and a possible Wyatt Teller replacement. I'm going to go really dig into his tape, see how I feel about him. I'll probably feel differently once I do that whole review process. I might not. But I like the pick. Especially after Haynes went. If you would have went him over Haynes, I would have had an issue with that. But, I mean, with Haynes out, that makes sense. You can still get somebody like Christian Jones, too, tomorrow. If you were able to do that, then I think you're going to be good. Hey, man, Cedric Tillman is absolutely under contract after this season. Kia Adams. Absolutely. Yeah. And what Cooper and Moore aren't. They're gonna re-sign Cooper is what I'm hearing. They're gonna extend him. But we're going to take this thing to about 11, just in case the Browns do make a move here. We're going to take this thing to 11. Let's see what Baltimore does. We didn't get any footage of the Browns draft room, did we? No, you got it on NFL Network. NFL Network has all that stuff. And I don't know. I wouldn't be pounding the table being furious mad because the Browns didn't draft Troy Franklin. I don't think we're going to feel like that in a couple of years. I don't think Troy Franklin's good. But, you know, again, it's like you have to put perspective how you feel about it. Whether you're mad or happy, you have to kind of put that in perspective because right now it makes sense to be upset about Troy Franklin. But in a couple of years, you might be roasting somebody for being upset about Troy Franklin at that spot, right? You know, right now it makes sense to be mad at Peyton Wilson because everybody had him mocked as a first-round pick. But then, you know, in a couple years, you might not feel that way. And what matters is, in a couple of years, how you feel about those picks. And it can go the other way, too. The footage is on NFL Network. You got to watch the NFL Network feed to get the footage. Junior Colson or Peyton Wilson? I said Junior Colson all the way. Junior Colson already went. Someone said they don't hate these picks. They just not fun. Okay. Should the draft be fun? Like, I also, man, I get it. You want some excitement. We all want some excitement. But, like, is not having that excitement something to be mad about? We've had exciting drafts. Now, we don't got to bring up Johnny, but, like, you know, we've had exciting drafts. Exciting doesn't necessarily guarantee good. This is a pretty boring draft. But we kind of knew that the Browns were going to go in a boring direction. We thought they were going to go tackle, guard, defensive tackle, maybe a wide receiver. Yeah, they sitting at the post-draft table right now. They are done for the day, dog. Yeah, they're not picking anybody. Let me put that on screen. Oh, yeah, we'll play this and then head out.
This on? You sure? Positive? All right. So just to talk to the process a little bit, I mean, probably 20 minutes before the pick, our phone started ringing and really didn't stop. So, you know, we had to really work through, you know, kind of what we wanted to do there, you know, looking through all the options. And I think, ultimately it came down to just the talent. He's a really talented young man. The way I would describe him is a shapeshifter. The way he can move his body, the way he can attack the quarterback. I think probably next to Andrew, the most happiest person was Jim Swartz. Just with our attacking style, he really fits our motto and our style. So just really excited. I would highlight just to start, but really excited. Really excited to get him. We worked through it. It's funny. I told Kat when we were sitting there, we worked through a few scenarios earlier this week, and this was one of them. So I think we had played it out in our minds and kind of thought through what was the best.
More than one player option that the Browns would have taken there.
Yeah, I think we felt good about what our options were. Again, that's probably we were working through that. Honestly, I don't think we expected as many calls as we got, so that maybe changed a little bit of how we thought through it. But we felt good about our alternatives, regardless of what we needed to do. But fortunately, we didn't have to. Yeah, I think we had enough scenarios and enough options to feel good about whatever we chose.
Tackles go off the board before you guys get up there. How much of that does that affect the thinking of, well, maybe this is the right time to take that position?
Yeah, I think that's just a part of the calculations that Andrew has to work through in his head as the picks are being made. I think it started early with Newton, Orhorhoro, those guys going off the board. Then Fiske. Then you start to think maybe he goes a little bit earlier. But I credit Andrew's patience. Not getting too nervous about him potentially not making it to the pick, and it worked out. Sometimes it doesn't though. Like that's sort of the risk you take. And again, it's just just a little bit of a calculation. And I think as you get experience in this, I think you kind of get a sense of like who's interested and who potentially could take him, and you just kind of sometimes it is a roll of the dice.
And the thing I would add there is the pass rush skill set on the interior is really something that we were coveting, and when you look at where the market is going at that position and how these guys get paid, like that's really something that to have that still on the board at 54.
Basically, they like Michael Hall. They thought Michael Hall has the potential to they need to get out of 1 year deal world with these defensive tackles, right? That's basically it. They have a lot of 1 year deals on the defensive line, a lot of long-term locks there. They want to get out of 1 year deal world. So they went with Michael Hall. They feel like he could be a player that could get another contract. Again, I would put him similar to like a Larry Ogunjobi. I think that's where his kind of potential is. Not his ceiling, but I think that's where he ends up being around. I really wouldn't be surprised if he ends up as a Larry Ogunjobi. As far as Zak Zinter goes, I'm going to look at the tape. I was not able to get as familiar with him because of the injury that he had at Michigan. But, I did like what I saw of him preliminarily. I thought the Browns needed a guard. He could be a guard that can take over for Wyatt Teller or Joe Bitonio if the time comes on either of those two. It's not an exciting pick. It's not a sexy pick, but it's a pick you're going to be happy you made if you need to have him play instead of it being Michael Dunn or Blake Hance or whoever we've gone to play guard for the last couple of years when there's been an injury. So I think these moves are good. They're not going to be anything that excites anybody. These aren't guys that I think have Pro Bowl plus potential or something crazy like that. Diza Isaac. Sonny gonna hate that. But I think these are good, solid, strong picks. So that's my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section or in the chat of this video. I'm going to start working on my recaps of these players and get those out hopefully